Oh, did I just smack that go live button? Did I just sensually touch it? Does that mean that it's time for a motherfucking podcast daddy stream? I think it is. Oh, we're back. We're back in business. We're back to the streaming shit. Back to sit in front of a camera. Back to running my fucking mouth. Back to just being podcast daddy. Back to doing this shit. I got a couple things. All right, before we start the show, actually, before we start this, I want to play something. So if you've been hanging around the Rage Pirates Discord, or you are not what I wanted whatsoever. I don't love you like that. I do not. Okay. So if you have been hanging around the Rage Pirates Discord at all, or the Vice Discord, you have seen me talk about a funny little. Come on. Oh, there we go. I got to make sure this works. I got to make sure this actually plays. Oh no, it's not playing. Fuck. Oh, of course you're gonna be a whore. Of course you are. Oh, that's right. You know what? We'll just do this real quick. Audio output. This is the one time. This is the one fucking time I'm gonna have this on here. I don't like using speakers. I hate it. There's a reason I have 3 separate channels. I have them so everything's all separated and nice and clean and pristine. But this is the one time I'm going to use them. So if you have hung around the Vice Discord, the Rage Pirates Discord on Twitter, then you will know that I have been talking about doing voice lines for quite a while for voice acting. And I asked the guy who ran Dark Charm Media to send me a commercial, send me something that I could play right before a show where I can kind of get everybody an idea of what Dark Charm Media is. Well, I got the commercial, and I'm going to, for a while, actually, I'm going to play this commercial at the beginning of the stream and at the end of the stream. Fuck off. And hopefully, I'm hoping, fingers crossed, ladies and gentlemen, that this actually works. Hit it! Oh, there we go. Now, this is Dark Charm Media. I am going to be doing a voice for one of the shows coming up here pretty soon. I can't really dive into too much detail about it, but just know that you're going to hear my sweet, sultry, nicotine-coated, throated voice on a future episode of Dark Charm Media. Be prepared. Look out for it. Here's the commercial before we get into the songs and all that fun shit. Before I bring Skorn in and we actually start this review of Cowboy Bebop. I'm stoked. I'm excited. Everybody should be excited too. We should all be hyped up that there's a podcast, that the podcast 80 streams are coming back. They're not, we were gone. You know what? We'll talk about it. We'll talk about it in the intermission. Everybody just enjoy this commercial and then we'll get started.
Hello, I'm Danny Atwell, and you just want to hear some good stories without all.
Boom. And that was it. That was Dark Charm Media. We are going to mute that until we need it again. We are only going to need it once, though. So, holla fucking luya. Holla fucking luya. I hate speakers. I hate using my speakers for everything. All right, since we're doing a little bit of anime review, I'm going to hit you with 2 of the most absolute fucking banging anime intros I've ever heard in my life. The first one is actually the show that introduced me to anime, and that would be Ultimate Muscle. If you are a fan of anime and pro wrestling, I promise this is not a show that you want to dip out on. Imagine if WWF had a baby with Ultraman and they threw that baby inside of a radioactive dump. That's what this is. That's what this show is. I'm going to give you you can see
Goddamn shit.
Ah, there's Skorn. I was wondering when the yelling was going to start.
Oh, I'm sorry, my bad. Go ahead with your thing. I accidentally did that just now.
I accidentally did a thing I didn't want to do.
Well, I'm trying to pull you up on my Twitch deal, and it keeps making me log in, and I don't want to, so I just typed your name in, and now it's playing a fucking commercial.
Ah, fucking.
Hi, everybody, on Podcast Daddy's podcast. I'm big old Rage Daddy, Skorn Daddy.
That's a lot of daddies. How many daddies you got? Got a long list of them?
I only have one. But my boy here has a few, don't you?
I do. It gets real complicated. It's real...
He wasn't talking to you. He was talking to me.
Oh, great. Wouldn't be a show with Skorn if old Hank didn't make an appearance.
How has it been hanging?
Short shrivel to the left.
With a chastity belt, it'd be hanging straight down.
Old Hank never ceases to amaze me. All right, we're going to play some anime intros here. Skorn, do you have one? Throw it in PD's Funhouse if you had an anime intro you want to throw in.
How come your actual live show isn't coming up?
Because Twitch likes to fuck me in the butt. I don't know.
It says starting soon. Are you on a starting soon screen?
Yes, I am on the starting soon screen.
Oh, okay. And you want me to throw an intro in there?
Yeah,
I have one in there. It's going to play from YouTube though. Is that fine?
Yeah, nope, that's fine. That's what I need. That's what I wanted. All right, we're going to start with the Ultimate Muscle intro. Bada boom, bada bang, here we go.
Big bad boys from outer space.
Ultimate Muscle.
Get a body slam, the human race.
Ultimate Muscle.
Wrestlers race to our defense with strength and speed and flatulence. Heroes join the operation from different planets
And different nations. Galactic Federation. The situation. Ooh. Only broadcast on this station. Oh! Ultimate. I'm back on Muscle Planet. And behind the kid. Atomic and beyond. Kick. Muscle has the power. He's also kind of nuts. This guy could save the universe if he only had some guts. Oh! I love this fucking theme so much.
So you want me to post it in PD's Funhouse?
What?
You want me to post this intro in PD's Funhouse?
Yes. Sorry, I get real fucking hype when I hear that opener, so like you gotta work with me.
I get it.
You're gonna hate me for this one, but you can bite my whole dick.
I won't be biting anything but popcorn.
I know I can hear it.
Goddamn, but I'm out. All right, it was nice. Nice being here. It was nice being here.
Oh, Skorn, don't be like that. It's only the intro. It's only the intro. I don't want to hear shit about something coming, not making sense coming from the guy who likes a show about transforming vehicles. I don't want to hear anything.
Transformers was amazing. Did you do any advertising for this, by the way?
I was going to after I did the anime intros and played a couple songs. Gonna throw it on Twitter and all that fun shit. I didn't expect you to hop right in. I thought I had a little bit of time to fuck around.
Oh, well, we don't. It's 6 o'clock.
I know. I fucked up.
You did. You got lost in the black hole of anime episodes.
Not in now. Bate. Oh. The been down. Come on.
I'm telling everybody you're live.
Yeah, I'm doing it. Bing dong, buddy, oh, come down, oh.
God, I'm glad I can't do that crap. Oh my God.
say what you want. Of course. Why am I not surprised?
About what? The choice of mine for being quality?
Sure. Quality.
Fuck you.
Yeah,
the
quality.
song is amazing. The animation's amazing. It's amazing.
But
But I do, if you want the best, do you want to see the best animation ever in an intro? Like for real, for real?
Yes. Yeah, for real. Like if you're gonna come with that kind of heat, I need that kind of energy.
Well, first of all, Goblin Slayer is an amazing goddamn intro.
Yeah,
but
we'll do this one first, and then send me what you got. Wow. Totally just fucking went from the 2 hype songs to wah.
Bro, listen to it. Listen to it. Listen to it. Shut up and listen to it.
I did when I watched the anime.
You know there's no volume on your stream, right?
That might be a you thing, bro. Yeah, I think that's a you thing, man.
Oh yeah! I fucking love this intro, bro. What I'm about to share with you.
It is a pretty... Oh, it is a banging ass intro. I will not say that it's not.
What I'm about to share with you is not only hand drawn.
Ooh.
It's also
okay.
very old. This is the G.I. Joe movie intro.
Oh goddamn. Okay. All right. Oh god.
When you watch the animation on this, bro. I know you've never seen it before. This will make you touch yourself inappropriately.
All right. Already did that once today, but let's go for a twofer.
Sit on your hand and make it the strainer.
Strainer in the bathtub.
Look at the animation for this, bro. Watch this shit.
I like it. I like it so far. Oh! Nice. I mean, this has got to be what? 90s? 80s? 90s?
It's like 89, 92.
Cobra.
And this is the Cobra intro, by the way.
I like that guy in the background yelling Cobra too.
Cobra! Look at the animation! God!
Cobra! That guy in the background just yelling Cobra.
He had one job and he did it well.
Oh yeah, that dude had one job.
Cobra, a ruthless terrorist organization.
Could you just imagine them in the fucking boardroom like, all right, we got one job for you to do, and it's gonna run you about $100. Okay, hit me with it. All right, we're just gonna need you to yell the word Cobra.
We're gonna need you to scream it at the top of your fucking lungs every 30 seconds.
That's it? That's all you need me to do? Literally it. That's all. Well, shit, that's easy. He hears it. He's like, I fucking nailed that.
Cobra!
Cobra! Oh, that guy must have been fucking great. All right. I'm going to hit you with one anime-related song, and then we are going to start this motherfucker right up. Since we have tortured you enough with Since we have tortured you enough with anime intros, I've already played.
You sure that you don't have 1 minute for a or 30? You sure you don't have? Are you sure you don't have 34 seconds for a hell of an animated intro?
God damn it! You caught my interest. I was gonna start it, but then you're like, ah, nah. I got something more for you, fam. Present them booty cheeks to me. I'm a whore for animation. What can I say?
Play that shit, man. Play that shit.
Did you throw it in PD's Funhouse? Of course. Of course. Why am I not surprised? It's Transformers.
Oh my God! Hold on, wait. Wait.
I just pulled it up.
Oh, go ahead. Hold on, because I just thought of one that's even better.
Okay.
Oh my God! I love Transformers, dude. I love it. That intro is shit. So what I just posted to you is bar none the best goddamn intro you'll ever see in your life for anything. With the best goddamn music ever.
I'm telling you, intros in like the 90s and the 80s fucking
They were the greatest.
slapped. They
They were
slapped.
the greatest. Bro, you ever want to do a show just about cartoon intros? I got you covered.
Oh, bet. Next Monday, my guy.
I got you covered, man.
We will make the Skorncast an official. I will tell you this: we ain't discussing payment. I ain't paying you. You're doing this for free.
Dude, play that Thundercats intro, man.
Oh, we're playing the fucking Thundercats.
Bro, you laugh. Just wait.
No, I like the Thundercats. That's why I'm laughing.
This is the original like 80s one too.
Oh, we're going old school.
Thundercats! Look at that animation!
Actually, can I do this? Yeah!
Thundercats are on the move. Thundercats are loose.
I love it.
Hear the roar. Thundercats are loose. Thunder,
The fucking music, animation, the action. One shot going into another. God, I love this song. Look at this shit.
Oh, I'm a whore for this kind of animation.
Oh, my boy! Ancient spirits of evil, transform me into Boomra! The ever-living!
All right, I got one thing, and this is not this is not like an intro. This is just personal. This one is personal for me. Skeletor.
Oh, motherfucker, play some goddamn He-Man, boy. Let me find out.
Well, it's more or
You know,
less.
hold on, wait. Before you hit that play button, do you
Okay.
want to save it for next week?
No, this is just Skeletor calling somebody a boob.
Oh.
That's all it is. That's all it is. It's just Skeletor calling the sorceress a boob. That's literally it.
We should chain them up before they come to. No hurry, they're gone! But where? How?
It's the sorceress, you boob! She won't cheat me of this victory.
That's all.
I hate to leave you.
Oh my God, that's all I needed. Oh, that's all I needed. I just needed Skeletor to call somebody a boob.
Hey, Piggies, what's going on?
Oh, Piggies, hello. Welcome to the stream. Just banning some bots. We appreciate you over here. Oh.
We are already knee deep in. We
Oh my God. It's the
That's a hell of
sorceress,
a-
you boob.
That's a hell of a place to pause, too. With two dudes hanging upside down on loincloth.
Well, hey, this is a podcast Eddie stream. If you expect anything different, go find somebody else.
I've got no problem with it.
All right, we are officially going to play a song before we start like I wanted to. Scorn keeps fucking throwing Transformers intros at me, throwing He-Man and G.I. Joes at me.
Are we making this an official thing? Like next week, we're gonna fucking come back and talk about cartoon intros.
Yeah, definitely.
I will make a list of some of the best for you.
Yep, I will do the same. They won't be you could definitely I'm going to tell you this. It will be a change in era because obviously we have Scorn who was a kid in the 80s and 90s.
Yeah.
Whereas I was a kid in the late 90s, early 2000s.
That'll definitely be interesting to see the differentiation between the cartoon and
Oh, definitely. Because I'll bring some. Like, if you don't think I'm going to bring the fucking Digimon theme song, that lives rent-free in my head.
Wait until you see fucking Cops.
Ooh. All right. I'm hitting you.
Cops.
I'm gonna hit y'all with one song, and then we are gonna get this motherfucker started. La da da da, and 1, 2, skilly do. Oh, there we go. Green screen up and everything, ladies and gentlemen. Are you ready for the show tonight? Me and Skornered are gonna be going over Cowboy Bebop.
Oh shit, son. Nobody has all the Pokemon memorized.
No, fuck no. Fuck no.
Except for maybe Gray Item. Gray Item might. Honestly, Gray Item might.
I'm gonna ask Gray Item. I'm gonna.
That guy's a goddamn shill. Maybe I had to stop eating popcorn on the screen. I'm being rude to you.
Yeah, that would help. That would help a lot.
My bad, man. I'm gonna go. You play your song. I'm gonna go put this up.
Okay. We love scoring around here. Ladies and gentlemen, we love scoring around here. That's why we bring him on here constantly. He thinks we hate him, but we actually love him. Now, of course, I'm gonna tell you, if you like the stream, obviously show your friends, tell your grandma, tell your dog, tell your cousin, have your friend who does OnlyFans throw the link in her next post showing her feet off to everybody. Whoever you know where you can send this stream to, just let them know that it's happening. Tell them about it. Tell your girlfriend. Next time she goes to send the guy she's fucking around with you, next time she sends him a titty pic, be like, hey, listen to this stream, listen to this podcast, listen to this idiot talk on stream. God, I look like a fucking 90s radio DJ if there ever was one. Holy shit.
Just fuck me.
Now that a girl acting radical, itty bitty mini skirt, seeing all that ass with just a twirl. Do you got an OnlyFans? I want you. I'm a lonely man, but you a bitch from rent a girlfriend, so we just holding hands.
Nice, nice job, bub. Proud of you. I'm real proud of you.
Baby, get the lighter fluid. She sucks like a loli. Then after
All
she
right,
holds
man.
me, I
First
give
of all,
her
let me
that
do
cream
something
pie like
before we do
Shiki.
this.
She
I'm gonna pull
calls
up all
me
the
her
episodes of
senpai.
Cowboy
You know what,
Bebop.
Shiki?
I like how the song is still playing.
These hentai girls, but at the end of the day, they're not real. And maybe we should just start going after real girl.
Maybe we should just start going after real girls. Nah. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna cut this song. This is where it goes from here. Alrighty, welcome. Oh, Piggy's in chat. Oh, by the way, this asshole. I need to tell you about this asshole. Well, tell me about this asshole. Tell me about an asshole, I guess.
Tell you about who? Which asshole?
Yeah, there's two assholes in this stream right now. One of them's a little bit more puckered than the other, so. Oh.
I was drinking some beer and kind of getting it on with some old shitty video games. I mean, some shitty games today.
I had you pulled up. I wasn't in chat, but I did have you pulled up.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. It's fine. I like to stay supporting you while you're doing your shit. Even if I don't chat, I'm still there. I was just trying to bust through the last 3 episodes of Cowboy Bebop while I was doing it.
I appreciate that. And by the way,
I didn't cry.
I'm just gonna say, bang.
I understand the importance of the scene. I just didn't cry. Okay.
God, you're heartless. There's something wrong.
I didn't cry. It was so fucking melodramatic.
Right.
I don't know what you wanted from me. Okay.
All right.
Anyway.
Review over. I'll talk to you all next week. We'll talk about cartoon intros.
Okay, just for context, I did put spoilers in the title because if you're like me, I'm in my mid-20s.
Okay,
and
hold on, man. Number one, it's been since 2001 that this has been out.
I am
So if you
2001.
ain't gonna watch it, find it. Yeah, dude, 2001.
It was 1998. That was 1998.
No, that was the original air date in Japan. In America,
Oh.
it was 2001 on Adult Swim.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay, gotcha. All right, well, excuse
So
me.
even if it's been since 1998, okay? Spoilers
Okay, all
aren't
right.
necessary.
Okay, all right, fine.
And I will also predicate that we are talking about the good Cowboy Bebop, not that shit sandwich that was on Netflix.
Here, I just want at least something to throw up. Not gonna play it because that is, whew.
Ooh, Tank is definitely not the thing you want to play.
No, I'm gonna try and find. Oh, god damn it!
Here, hold on, wait. I think it's time we prepare to the scene. Let's get everybody together. Come on, 3, 2, 1, let's jam.
I mean, you think he's fucking around by the way he's doing that? No. That is actually how it sounds, and it is one of the best, and I mean best anime intros I've ever heard
in my life, dude.
Oh.
It is so fucking good.
Oh, that smooth bass line, the All right, now if I would be amiss if we were going to talk about Cowboy Bebop and not bring up the glorious soundtrack that accompanied every single visual that happened in this anime.
Okay, so a lot of animes have decent music, okay? And I will say that Goblin Slayer is one of my favorite anime out there, but the music for Goblin Slayer was often kind of repetitive because they used the same couple songs. They were good, but they were the same.
Yeah, and it's like you're eating the same ham and cheese sandwich every day for like 2 months.
I wouldn't say it's that bad. I mean,
it's not bad, but it gets old after a while. You know, it gets old.
The thing with Cowboy Bebop is like when he's on the space cruiser and he's exchanging the chip for the money, that had a soundtrack. When he was talking to that lady about her son and she was blind and then, you know, she needed that plant to see, there was a soundtrack for that. The Indian guy smoking and talking about that spirit that went into the cosmos or whatever, they had a soundtrack to that. Like every fucking moment had a soundtrack, and the movie was no different. I know you haven't seen the movie yet, but god damn, bro. Ooh, it hits hard.
Episode 20, well, like I was talking about today in the Rage Pirates Discord, which if we could throw that in the chat real quick, that'd be greatly appreciated. I brought up that episode 20, or session 20, if we're going to go by what the title names are.
Piero Le Fou.
Oh my god, bro. Fucking god, that ass whooping in the very beginning of the episode.
He beat Spike. You spend the first whole series watching Spike just dominate the fuck out of
no problems whatsoever. Just like flowing like water when he's fighting, just hitting with the wapa and the wapa and the waka. No issues.
Like a butterfly, sting like a fucking rhinoceros in a shoe store. Then you meet Piero Le Fou and he beats Spike after death. Did you notice that at one point Spike was afraid of him?
Yes, yeah.
That was crazy.
I could tell.
See, too. Spike was actually afraid of him. His hands were shaking and shit. It was like, wow, holy shit.
Yeah, and especially that like mid-air combo type shit with just his legs. Just pop, pop.
It looked like it was a bad Tekken move, bro.
Yeah, I seen that. I was like, that's a Street Fighter combo right there. He fucking Street Fighter comboed Spike's ass. No problems. No issues.
I love the line in Piero Le Fou. He says, there's nothing more pure and cruel than the mind of a child.
Yeah.
I love that, man. I love that. That fucking episode was good, man.
It was... I think we're just going to cover all episodes. Yeah, we're just going to talk about each episode. Just go with it. So I'm Pierre Le Fou. I think what really fucks with you is if you listen, he says he may have the body of an adult, but his mind is regressing.
Yeah.
And at the very end, you just hear Pierre Le Fou just screaming, "It hurts, mommy, it hurts."
Yeah, he was like,
And that is haunting. Yeah, that is fucking haunting to hear at the end of that. Because like we were talking about, there are soundtracks to every major event that happens in this anime. But when Spike is getting his ass kicked, it's just a droning sound.
I think what's amazing about that scene, it isn't a droning sound in there. It's a sound, but in the background, it's the circus walking by, and it's like.
No, I was talking in the beginning. I was talking in the
Oh
beginning.
yeah, in the beginning, there's no sound. It's just like this bassy kind of like.
Yeah.
Like a weird, like a fan, like a big fan on in the background, and it's. Oh my god, bro! It's so haunting. Did he cry?
Flutie, no, I did not cry at the end. I did not cry at the end.
Heartless motherfucker. Flutie, I cried. And I cried years afterwards when I watched it again. We'll get to that. We'll get to the last episode.
And I think another part of that scene that really like you felt tense that entire scene because like you said, the rest of the show he's just whooping ass, like floating like water, smacking every person he comes across. But this is one opponent that he's actually scared of. So yeah, when you have that droning music in the background and just watching him getting juggled like in Street Fighter 4 in a fucking tournament.
I thought that Spike was about to die.
Even during Vicious, you're like, he's going to come back from this. You know, first time he's fighting Vicious, you're like, he's going to come back from this. For this, you're like, oh, fuck. This might be the one.
And Spike also, he loses another fight during the series too. Are you there?
No, I'm listening.
Oh shit! Okay, your Twitch just went down.
Yeah, it's because my fucking internet decided to shit the bed. Yep.
That's not good.
Nope, never is. But anyways, keep going on. The show goes on. We'll keep going.
Spike also lost a fight to Ed's dad.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was another really good episode. I can't remember the name of it. Hold on. It's God damn it. Shut up. Is the video buffering?
Yeah, the video's fuck you, Twitch. Eat my whole ass.
Was it Brain? No, Brain Scratch was pretty cool.
It wasn't Brain Scratch. It was God damn it. I can't remember the name of the episode, but it's the last one before the two-parter hits.
Hard Luck Woman?
Yes, Hard Luck Woman.
Yeah, Hard Luck Woman. Yeah.
Yep, Hard Luck Woman is the episode where we meet Ed's dad.
Father, and that dude beat Spike's ass too.
Yeah, I mean, Spike came in hard. He was like, I'm going to swing, I'm going to knock you out, and just...
This motherfucker was just blocking his hits. It was like, you need some nutrition. Like, what the fuck?
It was the most, like, dad way of beating an ass I've ever seen. Just like... Oh.
I honestly think that he could have beat up on fucking... I honestly think he could have taken out Vicious.
Oh, yeah. Oh, definitely.
Ed's dad was the coldest motherfucker in the movie, or in the whole show, and he didn't even care about none of that. He was like, another asteroid hit. We gotta go.
Yeah, it's like, he tried beating my ass. Asteroid! What? Oh, yeah, fight. Oh, yeah. What? As soon as Ed comes down, it's like, oh, this is Spike guy, and this is Jet guy. Nice to meet you. What? Just headbutts the fuck out of him. I see that. I was like, Ed, the hell? Say something.
Stop him from beating them up.
Right.
I like how when he's like fighting Spike, fucking Jet is just standing there the whole time watching him get his ass kicked. Like, I ain't getting involved in that shit.
No, Jet is a very smart character.
Oh, yeah.
Jet is a very, very smart character. Sorry for that little whatever the fuck happened with my OBS. I apologize. We are fully back up now. Just wanted to address that.
So, all right. What did you think about Asteroid Blues? That's the first episode of Cowboy Bebop.
Asteroid Blues was a very, very nice introduction to the series. Simply because not only do we get Asteroid Blues, I'm trying to remember because I was watching this while I was
the one
real
with
tight.
Generic anime version of Antonio Banderas. the red-eyed coyote.
Yeah, that.
And Salma Hayek.
I will say the entire time you feel bad for this. So they meet a woman, and she is pregnant. You think she's pregnant the entire time. She's carrying this baby, and the entire time, like, oh God, don't get hurt, don't get hurt. Then bullet skims past, fucking hits that belly, and just red eye.
She's actually carrying a ton of drugs. She's
a fuck ton of red eye.
And I think one of the special things about this episode was not only that it's a self-contained story, it introduces the characters and shows you the lines in the sand that they're not willing to cross. And best of all, I would like to say a special shout out to the camera work on the animation of that show. When they're fighting in that little cantina, the camera is moving around with them as they're fighting. Did you notice that? It looks so much like a fucking movie, bro. It's so good.
And you got to remember, this was released in like the 1990s, so something like that was fucking groundbreaking at the time.
Yeah, 98 to 2001-ish is the time. But you got to remember that they made it probably like 95, 97.
Oh, yeah.
It takes around 2 to 3 years for these things to come out,
But still, it was nice to see something like that come out and receive that much praise.
Yeah,
especially
green screen now, so
where fucking where
doesn't need an artist anymore.
Oh, shut the fuck up. I loved how the very first villain we encounter in this series is a guy that just sprays eye drops in his eyes. That turns him into a fucking killing machine.
Now, I actually looked into that, by the way. And I wanted to see if there was any way possible that anything could be like absorbed into your eyes or whatever. The surprising answer is yes.
Really?
Yes. There are plenty of things that are absorbed into your eyes. Certain medications, for instance, for eye irritation are absorbed through the eyes in drops. If you had a micro-pulverized, granulated solution, sort of like a chemical agent, like oleoresin capsicum, or the shit you get sprayed in the face with when the cop gets mad at you.
Pepper spray?
Pepper spray, yes. When you get micro-pulverized powder like that, introduce a liquid solution kind of like an oil, that could technically go into your eyes because that's what the burning feeling is. It's those micro-pulverized capsicum penetrating the eyeball. I'm going on too far about this. The point is, yes, you could in fact get a drug like what he had and get it absorbed through the eyes, and it would directly go into your brain, I guess, because the blood flows around like that. It flows from your heart through your body, brain, all that shit. So technically, yeah, that could actually happen, I believe.
I was not a fan of that's how the first episode, like that's what they show, is a guy was like, I don't want to do this. Ow! Fuck! Of course it's the eye. Has to be the eye. Can't be nothing else. Gotta be the eye.
Can you imagine being the first guy to do that? Like, here, we're gonna try this, Like I wear glasses. You wear glasses. Have you ever done that little fucking the poof of the air in the eye?
Ah, that's hell. That is a living hell.
That hurts bad enough, bro. I can't imagine spraying a bunch of hot sauce into my fucking eyeballs.
No, that's like taking Tabasco, Frank's Red Hot, some green chili pepper, mixing them into one, and then just dropping that shit right in there.
No, fuck that, bro.
Yeah, that hurt. Yeah, I hurt myself saying that. Ouch.
Fuck that. I got some Cholula in my eye last night.
Oh.
I had it on my finger and I didn't know it because I was eating tacos and I just had it on my finger and I reached up to rub my eye because these allergies are killing me right now. And I rubbed it and I opened my eye and I was like, oh, God damn it. And I realized I had a drop on my finger, bro. That shit hurts so goddamn bad.
R.I.P. Skorn's eyeball. R.I.P. So another thing that really killed me about the very first episode of the series was the entire time you hear the main antagonist's girlfriend, I want to say, is what I want to call her, his girlfriend.
Yeah.
About closest thing I could call her. The entire time she just keeps telling Spike, I want to leave. I want to escape. I want to get away from this life. I want this running to be done. So they get in the spaceship, and as Spike is chasing the culprits, they go into space, and everything just stops. And the girlfriend looks at the pistol, looks at her boyfriend, who is going mad from the continuous use of said eye solution, goes away from him. Spike pulls up, and we see the boyfriend's brains blown on the glass while his girlfriend is sitting there hugging him. And that depressed the ever-loving shit out of me, because I think that was her realization that I can't escape this unless I stop this right here.
I think that by depressing you, that episode achieved exactly what it was supposed to do.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
You got to remember, at the time Cowboy Bebop was released, there wasn't a lot of anime that
would touch on shit like that.
That would touch you in that way and make you feel something. And Cowboy Bebop certainly drove your emotions.
It definitely does.
To hear her say when she looks over and sees him like crushing that vial in his hand and basically rubbing it in his eyes, and hearing her say, "We'll never get to Mars now," and he's just like going on his little berserker rage.
Fuck this week.
Yeah, and it's like it's wow, it's fucked up.
It really breaks you. It really breaks your heart, and that is a great pilot episode. That is the definition of how you do a pilot episode. I'm going to pull up the list of episodes, and we're just going to go episode by episode.
Stray Dog Strut. I already have a list right here.
Oh, Stray Dog Strut. Okay. Shit. What was that one?
That was where they met the little dog, the Welsh Corgi.
Ein is so fucking cute. Ein is such a little cutie.
He is also a data dog.
Yes, the entire episode we see them chasing after this briefcase. There's something in this briefcase that everybody wants, and then everybody opens it and they're like, it's just a fucking corgi. What the fuck do we need with a corgi?
How'd you like the bad guy, Hakeem?
That whoever did his plastic surgery knew what the fuck he was doing. That's all I'm gonna say.
Hakeem Olajuwon, bro.
Yep, whoever did that plastic surgery, they earned their fucking paycheck that day. Turning him into this like 8-foot tall, scary guy, like Frankenstein looking motherfucker.
Yeah, he was like, originally he's like some skinny ass like little white dude. Then they turned him into this big ass like tall lanky ass black dude with this big fucking hair.
And then there's a scene where he's sitting at the bar, and the guy, a guy bumps into him. He's like, "Oh, I'm sorry." Hakeem doesn't say anything. He's like, "Hey, fuck not. I said I'm sorry." Hakeem still
you want to fight or what?
Yeah, you want to fight or what? He just takes a roach, throws it in the drink, grabs this dude by the fucking mouth, opens it, and just
gobs it in there.
Yeah, just makes him drink the roach drink.
I thought the bang up ending was a little bit much, but it also set the tone again, because as serious as Cowboy Bebop could be, it could also be funny.
It does. It has its comical moments. It has a very nice line that it knows when to cross and when not to cross. And I feel like a lot of animes don't know where that line is, and they go either completely above it or completely below it. With Cowboy Bebop, the serious scenes were actually serious. You felt the tension in whatever scene they were trying to portray. It wasn't like, oh, this got too serious, here's a slapstick. No, if it's serious,
yeah, you're
gonna feel the pain.
Episodes where if like in the first 2 or 3 minutes, yeah, we're talking about the anime. That Netflix bullshit doesn't exist, Nico. And what the fuck is up, Nico?
Hey, Nico, it's nice to see you here, man. Oh, also, Nico, real quick, I'm going to be doing Dead Space on Wednesday. with the headphones in, so be prepared. Get your points ready, you fucking...
You'll scream like a bitch.
You fucking... Yeah, Nico fucked with me so hard last time I played Dead Space, and it's been a while, and I'm going to... Just for... Bish, I will... See, I told you.
Bish, I will be there.
And that's the main reason I'm doing it, Nico. Just for you, because you're in. You support everybody in the Rage Pirates, and you know what? I got to give back. I got to give credit where credit's due.
I gotta say, man, Nico is in every goddamn video I make.
Nico's a G. Nico's a fucking G.
He's a goddamn G, man. Fucking, I love this dude. If y'all ain't watching Nico, man.
Really? Nico likes fucking with people. I would have never guessed.
He's a great dude, but yeah, don't put it past him. He's a cunt too.
Oh yeah. When I played
Hey,
and we even got...
what's going on?
Yeah, we even got a Plunder Princess in here too. God damn.
We got a princess, we got a ninja, we got a Pebbles mascot, we got a piggy, got a bunch of motherfuckers in here.
We do. Hello, everybody. Thank you for coming in. I appreciate it. So anyways, back to the episode. I love the entire time. They just shit on this dog like it's just an average-ass dog. It ain't going to sell much. And then the lady at the shop, she's the one that said, oh, this dog ain't going to go for much. And then she's sitting there watching TV, and she sees that the dog is on TV for like a big fucking bounty. She's like,
100 million woolah.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
Yeah, and she's like, no way. That can't be it. Just a moment of disbelief. Like, no.
I like how while she's thinking it, that dog runs by her place. Like, that's the moment when she's watching it, when everybody runs by her place, when they're using that dog whistle.
Yeah. It's just like, oh, nah. Nope. Can't be it. Can't be it. And of course, that's the first member to join Spike and Jet's crew.
Yeah.
Is the dog.
Is the fucking dog.
The fucking dog is the first person to join the crew.
Which, by the way,
I'm very glad they did the dog. I'm very glad the dog was the first one to get introduced and not the other two. I'll say that now.
The dog is awesome, but let's talk about honky tonk women for a second.
Tank, thank you very much for tapping me up, homie. I appreciate that.
Tank Z's, I like that name.
Yeah, he's a good guy. Good dude. Very good dude.
So, Honky Tonk Women was one of my more favorite. I don't have a favorite episode of Cowboy Bebop, by the way. Period.
I do.
I don't. I love them all differently. There are a few that I could do without, but Honky Tonk Women is one of my more favorite ones. I thought the animation was top notch. I thought the writing was interesting. The introduction of Faye Valentine was done very well. And I thought it was a damn good episode. It had really good music. It had a really good scene. It had double cross. It had you found out that like Spike was a hell of a gambler.
Oh yeah.
What did you think about that episode?
I loved it because the entire, she's supposed to find this gambling guy that, he's going to lose it all. And then he's going to bring that one chip where that's going to be the sign.
The only thing similar between them is that fucking jacket. That was it.
Yeah. And then, Spike gets down to that one last chip and he's just like, I'll take this. And just walks away, just fucks right off. And she's like, how did you, not use the last chip? He's like, because I seen you cheating. Like, I was
watching you cheat the whole time, lady.
Yeah, he's like, I knew what you were doing. This isn't news. Like, I wasn't surprised by that. Because I thought at the end he's going to be like, oh, I got outsmarted. And then when he said that, I was like, I don't know why I was surprised by that. I don't know why I thought he couldn't see through that.
Oh, hell yeah, man. Even Jet was like, on the way down, he's like, you got to be careful. We could get kicked out of here. Your eyes are too sharp for this. Like, he was even telling him, like, don't fucking win too much,
But I am also a whore for casino scenes. I am a gigantic whore for casino scenes. So that just tickled a little bit of serotonin in my brain. I like the bright flashing lights, the ambiance of a casino, the fact that we just see gambling and that trickery could be afoot, and the double cross.
I thought it was interesting how they took some bounty hunters and put them into a scene like that with the gambling and the exchange of the money and the chip and all that, because they had nothing to do with bounty hunting. And it was just like it became less of a hero and bad guy villainy type thing. It became more of just kind of like, villainy. And it's like I like how the crew of the Bebop kind of straddles that line between just making money, being part-time criminals, and being fucking bounty hunters at the same time.
Right.
Like
They ride that line very hard.
Because they were gonna give them that chip for money.
Oh
until they got betrayed, and then they were like, "Nah, fuck that. All bets are off. These dudes are all going down now."
Yeah, it was like, you know what? We're cool. If you want to give us money, we'll work on something. Double cross us? Well, sorry, man. Them's the rules, and I follow by the rules. And the way they use gravity in that show.
Oh yeah, dude, that was fucking amazing.
There's again, I could fangirl about just the little aspects of this show, not just as a general story, but how the animators used the ambiance of the world to make the story pop out even more. I could just fangirl over that this entire stream.
Honestly, dude, Cowboy Bebop had one of the most immersive and well fleshed out worlds in a world building I've ever fucking seen.
For only being one season with 26 episodes, fuck yeah, it did.
Oh yeah, bro, it didn't need a number 2. It didn't need a season 2. Honestly, it did everything it wanted to do.
Yep,
that's one of the things I really liked about it was like even like and I'm gonna go to Goblin Slayer for a minute because that's another thing I love. But even Goblin Slayer didn't need a season 2. I'd have been fucking happy if they just left it and they got all the goblins, the town's safe, and that's that. I'm glad that they're gonna do more, but the fact is there are certain times when the anime is so good it doesn't need a season 2. You know what I mean?
Right, and there's some shows that don't need a season 2. Now, don't ask me what any of those are off the top of my head, because this is the only one I've seen like one season of where I'm like, yeah, nope, we could cut it, that's it. Honestly, I feel that, okay, if we're going to bring up other animes that could be at like one season and we would call it great, Berserk. If they would have stopped after the Golden Age arc, I'd have been like, you know what? Cool with it. I don't care. I don't need any more story beyond this. I'm fine.
So we will talk about Berserk one day.
Yes.
One of these days we'll talk about Berserk. But for right now, let's talk about Gateway Shuffle, my least favorite episode in the whole goddamn series.
Yeah, I wasn't a huge fan of the we're gonna fight environmentalists.
It's not even that. It's the way the whole thing went. And when he was like trying to open that virus and he shot it and she's all freaking out. And then that was the only funny part. And then like the Ganymede thing, the fucking hyperspace, fuck. It had a good ending. I liked the ending, but getting there was like, it was like a fucking medical examination.
Yeah, I was like, let's
I
get
could
there.
almost do without that episode altogether.
I think that was one of those episodes they had to do. Like they had a specific list of shit.
Pad it out, maybe.
Yeah,
I could do that.
It was like a filler episode where they're like, all right, we have something big for this next episode, but we got fucking nothing here.
They were probably paid to do like 26 episodes, and they went to the script people, and they only had like 24, and they were like, yeah, let's just make 2 more and throw them in there anyway. And
that has to be one of them.
I can tell you 2 of them right now: Gateway Shuffle and Piero LeFou. If you take Piero LeFou out, it makes no difference in the series whatsoever.
Yeah. I mean, Piero LeFou was my favorite episode, so I mean,
it was, but it makes no difference.
No,
none.
No, that's a filler episode if I ever seen one.
That's what I'm saying. Gateway Shuffle and Piero LeFou, you could take both of those out, throw them away, same series.
Yeah, those were 2 filler episodes where you'd be like, all right, I ain't really.
And by the way, I loved Piero LeFou. That was like one of my. If I did have a favorite, that would be up there.
Right, Piero LeFou would be top. No, it'd be top 1.
I just realized that I do have a favorite. We're coming up to it. I do have a favorite. We're coming up to it. I will hold on. We will get there. Ballad of Fallen Angels. Now I remember you hitting me up and you telling me that this one was kind of meh for you.
It was. I mean, okay. The reason I said it was meh. Now, of course, I can not only talk to one person about my anime opinions, which would be Skornered, but I also have to go on the other side of the coin, which is Dead Man from VT Network. He is also my anime talk to guy. I talked to him and I said, hey, I'm picking up Cowboy Bebop for a stream. And he's like, wait till you get to episode 5. You will absolutely love it. So I watched 1 through 4 and I was like, okay, I'm here at 5. I fell asleep through half of it. Not a good sign to begin with. I woke up the next day and I was like, all right, I'm going to try this again. I'm going to try this again. Fully functional. I got 2 cups of coffee in my system. I'm awake. I am ready for it. Let's go. Still felt the same. From an artistic standpoint, it is a beautiful, beautiful fucking episode. It's designed very well. I love how when the grenade explodes, it's not CGI. That shit is hand-drawn. Every scene is hand-drawn to a T. I love the cinematic music. I love the cuts of different scenes that are going through Spike's mind as he is falling. It just didn't land for me. It didn't land as I wanted it to as a big episode.
I'm going to tell you, and it's probably going to surprise you.
Okay.
You're right.
Holy shit! Holy shit! Clip that motherfucker clip right there. I want that clipped. I want that clipped. That's scored. Scored on 7:49 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on November 7th, 2022. Skornered said, Podcast Daddy was right about an anime. I need evidence of that shit right now.
Let me explain though.
Oh, please explain.
The first half of the episode was so fucking boring and so droll. It just had no momentum. I mean, you went from Space Antonio Banderas and his eye drugs. You went to a crazy dog chase all over the neighborhood. That was like the 80s shows back in the day. You went from fucking Faye Valentine and the whole like chip exchange and all that. And then you get to a bunch of Chinese mafia bullshit. And then something happens and things blow up. And then people are talking for fucking 20 minutes and you just don't even understand any of this shit.
Yeah.
And then some broad drinks some alcohol and then she gets drunk and then Spike comes in and
they have a deep conversation.
It is the first episode where I think they start the overall arcing story, but it is also such a goddamn chore. And people for decades have been bending people over and blowing smoke directly up their ass about this episode when there's so many better episodes. Now, I will say the fight with Vicious and Spike, it's great, but at this particular point, it wasn't even really built up. That was the big problem that I had. All right. It wasn't really built up at this point. At this point, Vicious is just a guy you've seen like what, one fucking time?
Oh,
you know what I mean?
Fuck. That's a water bottle. God damn it. Okay, we're good. Keep going.
Oh God. Oh, for
yeah, I did. Yeah, don't worry. Don't look at that. I did.
Anyway.
I did. Anyways, keep going.
Point is, the fight with Vicious was neat. The fight in the church was neat. I am a sucker for fights in churches, man. Like I love that shit.
Oh yeah.
An old beat up church on the edge of town. You're having a showdown. That's fucking amazing. I thought the animation was good. I thought Spike tearing through them people was amazing. And I even thought the fight with Vicious was really fucking good. I loved it. I thought the grenade was awesome. Showing Spikes. Everything in the last 7 minutes of that fucking show was amazing. But it wasn't enough to make it great. And I know people geek out about the whole blah, 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 blah. I don't give a fuck about that either. I could do it without Chancellor music. They had better music through the show. However, I will say that it fit the scene. It was well done. But on my list of like the top episodes, that was somewhere in the middle. So you're right. You're absolutely right.
Like I said, in an artistic sense, it was a great episode.
But it took fucking forever to get there.
It took forever to get there. The art again. I'm looking at this from like, I'm looking at this like I'm looking at it through your view, like a very artistic view, not as a normal consumer sort of view.
Well, you've never seen it before either, so you're a first time seeing this, and that's your opinion. That's perfect.
Right.
It's great.
But again, like you said, 7 minutes out of what, 26, 24?
Yeah, a typical episode is 26 minutes. And that whole last bit couldn't be more than like, maybe it's even like 5 minutes. I don't know. It's pretty quick.
And
it's not like. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
There was only there was one scene I forgot to mention that I thought was cool. It was when Faye goes into the theater and sits down next to the main bounty they're trying to go after. Yeah, when they're going after Mao, and Faye sits down next to him in the theater, and she's asking all these questions, and she's wondering why he doesn't respond, and she looks over, and his throat from ear to ear is just gashed way open. That was a redeeming scene for me. I like that. I thought it was interesting. I wasn't expecting that, so that kind of hit me like a fucking right hook from Mike Tyson.
So, let's go to the next episode. Sympathy for the Devil.
Oh,
now, here's the thing. I don't know which version of this episode you saw. And I will tell you why, because there are 3 versions of this episode that I'm aware of. There's one version where it doesn't exist at all in the continuity. They completely like did away with that episode.
Oh.
There's another version where they do not show the ending of that episode. They kind of like show part of the ending, and then they have you assume what happens in the end. And then there's the third version, which thank God I have, which is the unedited version that I actually have on DVD, and I have seen it on what's it called? The unedited version when it first came out.
Hulu and
for the Devil.
Hulu and Netflix did the uncensored version where he got him right between the eyes at the very end.
Hold on, wait, don't judge it too harshly. When you hear what I'm about to say, you'll understand why it was so controversial and why it was censored later on. So,
if you've seen the scene, you can understand.
This is my favorite goddamn episode by far. And I'm telling you why right now. They had the balls to show Spike shoot a 9-year-old in the face.
Twice.
Oh, it was,
Twice.
Wasn't it?
Twice.
That's
the
right.
first time in the warehouse, second time at the end.
The bullet just came out. Yeah, that's right. So they were fighting this kid who was actually like 80 years old, and he was trapped in this younger body. And they got into circadian rhythm. Now, I didn't realize this when I was younger, but do you know circadian rhythm is real? That's a real scientific concept.
Oh, shit, really?
It's a real scientific concept, and it's about time versus the way that you exist. And what it is all of us have to exist in the same timeline. This is the present. This is right now. If your rhythm is disrupted, then you are out of sync with time, and you cannot exist in that timeline the same that everyone else does. That's why he was a kid forever.
I thought that was just some bullshit they made up.
No, dude, that's an actual scientific concept. It's crazy as shit.
That actually kind of blows my fucking mind. Okay.
There was a lot of actual science behind Cowboy Bebop. Like, do you remember in episode 4 when they were talking about like hyperspace and shit like that?
Yeah.
And the objects would appear, but they wouldn't be solid. Do you know that's an actual theory also?
Yes, that one I knew was an actual theory. That one, yes.
Because you're traveling faster than light, and the after image would be slower than your actual physical body because you're traveling faster than light, which is the visual representation of you. There's actually a lot of science behind Cowboy Bebop. It's fucking crazy.
I can see it. I mean, if you're dealing with a show that deals with so much sci-fi themes, I can understand that you would want to kind of actually use legitimate science stuff.
Well, it's no different than
like Star Trek.
Well, no, Star Trek, there was no science behind that shit. That was just movie ass.
I'm just pulling a random sci-fi thing out of my ass. I'm not a sci-fi watcher. I think this shit's boring.
Look, Sympathy for the Devil had them chasing this kid around. And they had to make a bullet out of a meteorite from what was called a gate tragedy. the gate tragedy was basically they have these lunar gates that help people hop around the universe and get from place to place, quickly. You can go from here to Mars in like a few hours rather than a few years. And I think the gate travel thing is amazing in concept, and the way that they employ it into the episodes is fucking really cool. And a gate exploded, killed a bunch of people, and it was called the gate tragedy. And you hear about it from time to time. And the other characters, they relate to it in a way. Like Faye was actually on Earth underneath the gate tragedy when it happened. That kid was actually part of the people who survived the gate tragedy, and that's why his circadian rhythm was fucked up, and why he doesn't age, and why he has these weird like powers of immortality and whatnot. And he has to go around like harvesting people, and like he basically cripples these people and keeps them to cover his identity. And I thought it was the coolest fucking episode, because not only is there a mystery, there's kind of an unbeatable bad guy, and they have to figure out a way to beat him. And it's almost like reading a comic book, like an old-fashioned American comic book.
Yeah.
And when they fucking show the end with him and Spike shooting at each other, and Spike takes aim and shoots, I am going to sound very up my own ass for a minute, but I, as a person who creates, have looked into the void of social activism, and I will tell you that it takes a huge, throbbing, meaty pair of cojones to show a 9-year-old get shot in the face and die on screen.
Yeah. I mean, they didn't even pull any punches either, because it wasn't even the last scene where it was like the slow motion, perfect aim right between the eyes sort of fucking shot. It was the first shot in the warehouse, because you seen that bullet hit his head and then brains coming out the back. Like, it wasn't even a peaceful, because on the last shot, Spike shoots it, nails him between the eyes, and it's just like he smiles and then he ages. The first shot in the warehouse, when him and Spike have their first actual interaction, where he figures out like, oh, this kid's
definitely different.
Yeah, this kid is the reason half this bad shit is happening. He catches him right in the head, and it's no like easy ping. Oh, it's ping.
Now, Flutie Pebbles, to answer your question, why they had 3 different versions. I think, if I remember right, they had the uncensored version, which is what I saw. A few years later, they were still showing Cowboy Bebop, and then they had to censor it. But the censoring that they didn't make any goddamn sense. Because, like, if I remember right, he shot at Spike, and then, like, Spike shot at him, and they cut out the part where he gets shot in the face, and then they just go right to him where he's, like, aged, and he's like, oh, blah, 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 and he says something. They cut away from it, and then Spike's, like, talking to Jet. Like, what the fuck? And it wasn't even a very well-edited, like, different ending. And then I guess people complained about it, so they just removed that episode from the play time entirely. That's why I'm saying there's 3 different versions.
I do like the child's very last lines in this episode, where he says, "I'm finally at peace." He's like, I have lived for so long, but for some reason right now I feel the most peaceful. And that always makes you question morality, where if like you could live forever, would you?
He says, "Do you understand? Do you understand?" And Spike is like, "Not even a little bit."
No. Spike's reason, because it's not the first time he said that. He's like, "Do you understand? Only way I can." Which is just his way of saying, like, "Do you understand?" The best of my abilities. Best of my abilities.
Spike is not exactly an astrophysicist.
No, he's not an astro. He is more of, I'm just gonna work with what's here, and it's about the best I'm gonna do. I can give a fuck less what happens. All right, so moving on to episode, what would that be, 7? What are we on, 7 now?
Yeah, Heavy Metal Queen.
I loved Heavy Metal Queen. It was so cool.
Heavy Metal Queen was good.
Okay,
Do you remember what VT stood for?
I know he was married to one of the top bounty hunters. I know that's how Spike figured it out.
Vanessa Terpsky.
Yep, and the only way he figured that out is because of the pocket watch that VT had, and it had a picture of him and his husband in it.
Everybody knew Mr. Terpsky, apparently.
but nobody knew he had a husband. I think. I think that was
nobody knew he was married.
Yes. That line. But I mean, still, it was cool to see like a heavy metal trucker scene. I know that sounds weird, but just him being like, I'm gonna pump some fucking metal and I'm just gonna kick this into full gear.
You know that was a she, right?
Oh, that was a woman?
Yes, that was a woman. She was very manly for a woman. But if you that was a woman though.
Oh, that explains
That's why
so
it's
much
called
more.
Heavy Metal Queen.
See, I thought, okay. Wow, that just made me seem like an asshole on,
Vanessa Terpsky, that's his wife. Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay, well,
The thing is that it's an amazing episode. I love the music selection whenever she was doing something, it was always like heavy metal. And they were like, could you turn it down? That's racket. She's like, it's not racket. It's relaxing. And it's called heavy metal. And she like pumps it up and does dumb shit. And like, I liked that episode. It was a good episode. I liked the whole thing with him and the escape pod.
yes.
When they're trying to be gentle with the explosives that could blow up a planet. And she's like, sometimes you just gotta go for it. She pumps that fucking volume up, and Faye like bumps the fuck out of the pod, like the whole fucking like thing's about to explode. I thought it was a really cool episode.
One of my favorite parts of that episode was when Faye was looking for the guy with the dragon tattoo, and she sees this big muscular guy sitting just chilling there. She goes up, puts a gun to his face, like, tell me what's going on. Tell me where it is. You just got this small wimpy guy, like, oh, fuck. Yeah, he's just like, oh, fuck. And then she's like, go call the cops. Tell them I found him.
I like how the guy that she's telling to call the cops is the dude that they're looking for.
That, okay, again, I'm going to stroke animation cock here for a minute because I love to do that. I am a whore for good animation.
Heavy Metal Queen is another episode that had top-notch animation.
Oh, yeah, when the main villain is running away and he throws that little vial and you see the liquid just...
Mixing, yeah.
That was... I think I rewound that a couple times just to see it over and over again because it was such an enticing scene for me. I don't know why, but just seeing the liquids mix and match in an anime like that just tickled a little part of my brain.
You don't often see those tiny details in an anime. A lot of people, myself included, believe that Cowboy Bebop was the watermark. It is the stick. It is the yardstick to which all other anime is measured by. If you have something else that you're playing, someone else is measuring it according to Cowboy Bebop. I promise you. And seeing those little details, like when he clicks, and did you notice that he actually clicked it to break the vial? He clicked it to break the vial, which released one solution into another solution in order to mix it when he threw it. You know, if they had that in any other, it would just be a silver like capsule of metal, and it would hit the ground and mix and blow up.
Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah, like Dragon Ball Z.
Sorry, did I say that too loud? Did I say that out loud?
No, you're right though. The Captain Core shit was always like that.
Yeah, it was always.
I have nothing against Akira Toriyama, by the way. That was his style, but it was kind of hackneyed and a little bit lazy, honestly. If I'm being honest with.
Oh yeah, no, that was a lazy way of doing things.
It was almost like G.I. Joe had more science behind it than some anime do when they're like talking about their concoctions that are mixing and they're
top
talking
notch
about the science behind their shit. It's like Cowboy Bebop had that element of detail. I like.
Didn't even have to explain it. Didn't even have to slightly explain what was going on. So when I say context is key, this show gives no context. It's just like, here's this, figure it out.
What did you think about him in the beginning when he dropped that egg on his pants?
That was the face of somebody with the worst fucking hangover to exist to mankind. And that was like the last straw where it's just like, you know what? I'm kicking somebody's teeth in. Bro, somebody's dying today.
When he stood up and he had that eyebrow twitch.
Oh, Because you've had that bad of a hangover. Everybody's had that bad of hangover at least once in their life where they're just like, you know what? I'm fighting everybody. Mom, sister, granny, brother, little sister. I am fighting fucking everybody today.
It's just one of those days feeling like a freight train.
Yeah. Limp Bizkit just turns up in your head. Nobody else hears it, but that shit is like thumping. Very great episode. I'm going to say that a lot for this show. It was a very great episode. There's only going to be a couple where I'm like, you know.
Let's talk about an episode that wasn't so great, but not for the reasons that it wasn't great. If that makes sense.
Are we talking about
Venus?
Yeah, we are. Okay.
Spike meets Rocco Bonaro, and they're doing the whole thing with his sister's eyes and the plant and that face right there. That right there is the same face I made when I was like, oh god, this is such a long episode.
Yeah, it's something we've seen in almost any action series or any series in general. Is brother gets into life of crime to save his sister. It's like the same storyline that we have seen multiple times.
That is called a trope, and it is a damn good one because I mean most people can understand that.
I mean we can, but just that one was boring.
However, the way that they introduced, number one, I didn't like his dumbass name, and number two, when they introduced those two, I really honestly, Spike had been, what's the word I'm looking for? He had been planned out, displayed. He had been, I'm trying to think of the word. I'm sorry. It's blanking on me. If they would have met, he would have walked the fuck away from that dude after hitting him in the mouth. That guy was annoying as shit, and he tricked him with the gum, which I thought was a dumbass scene. Didn't really need to be in there. They had so many dumbass scenes in that particular episode that just like were dragging the fucking episode down like it had an anchor on its ass. And at the core of the episode, it was a good episode. I like
Master. Oh, hi, Master. Are you my master now? Can you teach me your ways?
God damn, yes.
Yeah. And but the way he explained it, I like how Spike explained it. He's like, "You're tense." I don't tense up. Just let it flow like water. Notice how I'm not.
Do you know that right there, that speech was an actual Bruce Lee speech?
No shit.
No shit.
No, I didn't know that.
Fighting style, Jeet Kune Do, is literally a reference to Bruce Lee's fighting style, which is Jeet Kune Do.
No shit.
What he said was, one must flow like water. If there is a cup, you must become the cup. And then strike down your enemy with a raging torrent. When Spike said what he said, that was an exact reference to an actual interview. One of the first interviews that Bruce Lee had. It was in black and white. And it was when he came over here and like they interviewed him. That was in that interview. Just a little piece of trivia for you.
I mean, no, that's trivia. No, you don't apologize. I did not know that. I did not know that, so that just blew my mind. See, even Nico, if Nico agrees with you, I believe it now. I was kind of skeptical, but Nico's like, yeah, it was, and it's like, well, fuck, Nico said it, so I gotta believe it now.
He was also noted for saying boards don't hit back. Anyway, I'm sorry. Go ahead, man.
Are you sure he didn't mean broads don't hit back? Hug-goo!
Not if you don't hit them hard enough. We're all about family violence here.
Woohoo! Hooray!
All right, man. Anyway, Walter Venus had a bang-up ending. I think his sister still ended up blind, and it had a very somber ending. And that's what I hate to say it, but that's what I liked about it, was the fact that the ending was like bittersweet. You know what I mean? I think we had this conversation once before. I like sad endings.
Yeah, it wasn't an ending where it was like, oh, he came back, gave her the flowers, and everybody's a happy family. It's like
everybody was happy. No, bro, the flower got fucking wasted. He went to, he died, didn't he?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. He died, and his sister like kind of knew that he was a fuck up
because he used Spike's fighting style once to throw a guy with his own momentum, and then just shot right through the throat.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
That episode, I knew where that was going. As soon as I seen like him get so excited about being able to just do that one time, I was like, he's gonna die. He gonna die.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
It's another one of those episodes that was a hit or miss. I was like, eh.
Yeah.
To some people, this is cool. To me, this is, it's
so
okay.
let's go from Waltz for Venus, and we'll talk about an episode that I think both me and you can get behind 100%. Jamming with Edward.
Oh.
The introduction of fucking Radical Edward. A 7-foot tall Hindu voodoo basketball playing, street fighting. Bro, that was one of the cooler episodes in the fucking series, was the introduction of Radical Edward.
Ah, shit. I fucked up. You're on. Hold on. Let me get back. Let me get back to where we're at. Give me one.
Oh
okay.
my God,
yes.
bro, what's happening to your sound? There we go. Okay.
Yeah. No. Sorry. I was away from my microphone. Oh. This is where. Yes. This is an episode I can get so behind. Sorry. I was on the episode after that. Sorry about that.
Wait a second, Nico. Are you talking about Bruce Lee was shot? Because yeah, Bruce Lee. Was shot.
No. He was talking about the episode we were just talking about where the guy got shot through the throat.
All right. Anyway.
Jamming with Edward, which introduces one of my favorite fucking characters in this entire series. Wait, no. Yeah. Wait. Yeah. No. Yeah.
Yeah. No. That's it. Because up until now, we haven't met Edward yet.
My favorite thing is everybody's trying to figure out what is this big satellite? Who's controlling it? Who's running this? Who's making the satellite do all these things? And Ed's just like, hi. Oh, it's a random satellite. Yeah, he's just chilling up there by himself. Nobody.
It was lonely and wanted friends.
Yeah, and Ed's just like, hey, how you doing? Oh shit, you want to have a friend? Okay, I'm here to talk. What's up? How you doing? What's good? I think adding the goofiness of Edward to the crew made it that much better.
They needed the comedic relief.
And
they did.
They could not have done comedic relief better than Ed. They couldn't have.
Edward also not only was comedic relief, but Edward was their kind of line to humanity in a way. Each of them had their own ways that they were set in, and none of them really.
Nico, I agree.
Interacted with people on like a normal level, and Edward was kind of like the childlike mentality that led them down a lot of different decisions through the series.
Oh, yeah.
For instance, when she says, stranger, if you meet a stranger today, follow him. You know, like just things like that. Edward
Fei, why are you smoking, Fei?
Yeah, he did. Just Edward is a she, by the way.
Yeah. It's if you do not pay attention to context. Yeah, if you not pay attention to context clues, like you will totally. It's like a sentence where they say it, and there's a couple sentences sprinkled out. But if you miss it, you'll think she's a boy the entire time.
Yeah, there's when Faye is messing with Ed at the end of that particular episode when Ed is like rubbing up on her leg.
Wait, you're a girl?
She's like messing with Ed, and she goes, "Wait, you're a girl?" And then they cut to credits right away.
So, like I said, if you miss that single sentence, and it's not just that episode, it's a bunch of them.
There's another episode too where she's like, "I'm a little girl," but it's like real quick and kind of in the background.
So if you miss it, you think she's a boy the entire series. But we got to appreciate Ed for also just the pure, just goofy ass way that she handles things, like working with her feet, doing monkey shit, like walking on her hands, using her toes to type on the keyboard.
Edward is so goddamn bizarre. She's almost like a 60s and 70s cartoon. She's like Tom and Jerry, you know. It's like she can eat poison. She can be blown up. She's like, there's like, she's a weird fucking aloof character.
She works on Toon Law. She works on cartoon laws.
Yes, she has a lot of tune in her.
And I mean, that's the only way that we can really describe Ed.
So,
and her entire being for that episode, Singularity, was being like, hey, let's go get the satellite and bring him down to Earth. Let's give him friends.
Well, first they were trying to destroy it. And that's when Ed was like, maybe it's just lonely. It's just wanting friends.
Let's go and download it onto a drive and bring it back to Earth. Is that hard enough? That's not hard. That's damn near impossible.
Poor old Spike, man. He has to he has to fly through all the kill lasers, and this shit is hilarious. He has to do it with like no engines because like they can track onto his engines, and bro, that was a hell of an episode, man. It was
Spike is the definition of God damn it, I don't want to do this, but I'm gonna do this.
He's like, God damn it, I love a challenge, but man, this is gonna be a pain in the ass.
Let's not forget the 3 things Spike hates the most in this world. Tomboys?
No, it was women.
I thought it was tomboys. I thought he said tomboys.
Nope, he said there are 3 things I hate, Jet. Women, children, and animals. Why do we have all 3 on this ship?
I thought he said tomboys. That might have been because I was listening to the English translation.
That's his weakness. He doesn't like women.
I mean, when we get further into the series, we kind of understand.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah.
But
we'll get to it when we get to it.
Speaking about that, let's talk about another episode that I could really fucking do without. When we started, I completely forgot this episode was even on the list. Ganymede Elegy. It's where Jet meets his ex-girlfriend, who I don't give a fuck about, and tries to go hunt down her ex-boyfriend, and there's current
boyfriend.
Whatever. Fuck this dude. Fuck that whole episode.
I like the episode. You can fight me in a Denny's parking lot. I mean, I thought that was a good episode.
No, there are good points to it, and I thought it was. It seemed like it was trying to be Hill Street Blues. Hill Street Blues, if you don't know, was an 80s cop drama, and it had this kind of feel to it. And this particular episode felt like it was trying to be Hill Street Blues. The problem with that is it didn't do it well because no one gave a flying fuck about Jet's fucking background like that. Plus the age difference, like he's like in his 40s and she was like in her 20s, and they're supposed to be broken up for like 10 years or whatever. You know what I mean? Like the age difference was weird. The whole thing, it just doesn't seem, it seems like another episode that they were like, yeah, just put it in there. We'll just keep going.
Yeah, it's a season filler. It's a season filler is what that is.
I get that you like it, and there are pretty good parts, but you have to admit, if you think about the last 3 minutes of that episode, how confusing and how poorly like planned, and how what in the fuck even happened. They were on a boat, they were getting shot at, he didn't want to shoot, Jet didn't want to shoot, Jet was gonna shoot, he had a flashback about someone shooting him in his arm. What the fuck? And then like it was over, and then he had a blanket, and then he got slapped and went to jail, and there was a clock, and fuck that episode, bro.
I think you're confusing another episode.
No, that was the episode.
Oh, because they explain how he gets shot in the arm.
That's right. They explain it. He's like, this was the cost of me running ahead. Yeah.
I don't know. I liked that we got to see Jet as an actual human for once, instead of just this crotchety old fucking ship runner. I liked that. It was nice. Yeah, it was nice to kind of see the human side of Jet, where we usually got the hard ass, we need to get this fucking bounty. Like, we need to go do this. So it was nice seeing that for a hot minute. And towards the end, where she was like, you wouldn't let me do a fucking thing. You had to be right. You held my hand. You would not let me live a life. I like humanizing characters in stories. I'm a whore for humanizing characters.
That's fair. It's a good thing. I like that too.
Yeah, and at the end, when the entire time we see him, I think at the beginning of the episode, we see him looking at this pocket watch sort of thing. And at the end, when he realizes that it's over, there's no rekindling any flame, tosses it in the bay area, the water area right next to him. And that was just a perfect symbolization of like, you know what? She let go, I'm going to let go.
This pocket watch stopped the minute that you left me. Grown.
Say what you want. I liked it. Kiss my shiny white ass.
So let's move on from that episode really quickly because there's nothing more to it than that.
Oh, Toys in the Attic.
Toys in the Attic was one of the other best fucking episodes in the whole goddamn series.
5 lessons. Wait.
Lesson.
Lesson. If you see a stranger, follow him.
Follow him.
God damn it, Ed. Don't be creepy.
Look. How did you feel finding out that Ed was the actual hero of that episode?
I laughed because at the very end, I was thinking like, where the fuck did Ed go? What happened to Ed? We just see her fucking sleeping.
This broad was asleep the whole time.
Yeah, just fell asleep, and then the goop is coming at her at like a dangerous pace, and she's like, "Oh, food, hop! My belly's full." Everybody else is dying. What the fuck are you doing?
What did you think about what was actually in the freezer? And let me explain to everybody real fast for anyone who doesn't know. During the Bebop,
fucking hard.
During the Bebop, and Faye eats the last of the meals, and they're all like hungry and stuff, and everyone's looking for food, but then like she gets bit by some kind of like space monster, and Spike is like, looking around, and they're all looking around for this monster, and then at one point he remembers that he had a bunch of like lobster stashed away in a
live lobster. Live lobster,
and he was like planning to eat it, and like it became some kind of weird fucking monster organism when he opened that freezer, bro. Let's pause right there for a second.
That was the most disgusting yet awesomely animated thing I've ever seen.
Now, I grew up with a lot of like Asian folks, okay? And one of my homeboys had a mom who ran an Omart, which is a little Korean store. And when her place got shut down finally because they couldn't afford the fucking rent anymore there, the cost of running a store down there for some reason was astronomical. And the community just wasn't big enough just yet. But I remember when we had to go clean that out. Oh, your fucking stream is dying again.
Just keep it going. I will re-upload the video.
Well, you're coming in like shit too, though. Am I coming in on you?
Yeah, you're coming in fine.
All right. So when we went to go clean that store out, I remember that when we had to unpack that freezer unit that they had in there, they had some kimchi in there that had spilled when they were moving everything around. And I guess the freezer unit got jostled because this jar of kimchi spilled in the back and spilled on something else. And they had unplugged it and nobody had cleaned it out. So all this old meat and kimchi was fermenting and rotting in there the whole fucking time. And like a month later, we had to go in there and clean all that shit out. She paid us like some money for it.
Oh my God.
I am telling you right now, bro, when we fucking opened that goddamn freezer unit, man, it was just slimy and bubbly, and it looked a lot like what was in the freezer on that episode.
I can only imagine the smell of that too. Not only the fucking look, but the stank.
Bro, the smell. Number one, it's not something you forget very easily. The smell was not only like rotting flesh, but it was also rotting cabbage because it was kimchi, but it wasn't like being fermented. It was just rotted. and it was actually making us fucking sick, like for real sick. And the way we got around it was we used, and I'm not kidding about this, we used some Jack Daniels and some of those dust masks, and we were literally huffing Jack Daniels.
I mean,
It's
that would
the only
probably
way
be
to
better
kill
than
that
kimchi. That would probably be
There's
better
no
than
way to
rotting
kill that
kimchi.
scent, bro. It's fucking terrible.
Oh my god, I can only imagine that fucking stank. Oh. So, anyways, beyond the rotting kimchi. Again, this episode used gravity to its fucking advantage.
Oh yeah.
Another episode that used gravity so perfect. So perfect. Because while he's trying to push this literal fridge out of the ship, it bounces back, and he's like,
and it comes back
fuck.
at him opening.
It's like, oh shit.
He's like, oh god.
But it's again, the way gravity was used in this show, they did it so. I cannot stroke the cock of their use of gravity in this. Because you just see him slowly bounce up, use the force to press himself off, and then bounce off the fridge. Magnifique is all I can call that. Magnifique is all I can call that certain scene.
You're about to hear something, and it has nothing to do with anger.
Okay.
Yeah, it worked.
Yeah, that's a fair point.
There we go.
That is a really fair point.
No,
Yeah.
it's my mouse goes nuts sometimes and will start like clicking on things just for no fucking reason, and I have to get a new mouse.
Oh, okay. I was about to say, what's your rebuttal to that? Is there another one?
Well, no, I smack it or throw it down, and it usually stops it from being a fucking cunt for a couple hours.
I smack it up every now and then.
You know, things work when you smack them. Either that or they got to get back in the kitchen. Hey!
Hey-o!
No, but I thought it was a damn good episode. It was a damn good episode. We watched it multiple times, man. It's a really good episode.
Piggy says she has one for you.
Well, I probably already have one around here. I just haven't plugged it in yet because I'm fucking lazy.
All right, in the first episode, we get 2 parts.
Jupiter Jazz, which was one of my favorite 2-part episodes in here.
I mean, there's 2 of them to pick from, but...
Well, it's one of my favorite total episodes.
Okay, all right. I can rock with that.
When they go down to a planet full of male prostitutes and prisoners. I mean, the whole fucking planet is
nothing but dudes.
It's nothing but gay dudes, actually. Well, I wouldn't say all of them. A heavy population is gay. That's not even like, haha, it's funny. No, it's a fact. Go watch the episode.
Yeah, no. I mean, even one of the main guys, when Faye says, "Oh, well, are you into me?" and he's like, "I don't like women."
Was that the first like trans character in an anime? I'm not talking to be shonen.
I think that might be
trans character.
I think that might be.
And you know what's interesting about that? And I'm going to get off on a political topic, but not a tangent. Okay. I won't go very far with it, but I will say that it was one of the first times I've ever seen a trans person ever since all this nonsense happened. Back in the day, that was just a really cool character. It was a really cool character with a really cool story, and I think they handled it really, really well.
Oh, yeah.
And it was a really neat surprise how this person was changed into a female with drugs and whatnot, and this person didn't want to be changed into a female. I can't remember their name, but Faye was falling in love with him at first, and then it turned out to be a her, but it was still a him. It was like one of those in between. And it was a really cool character. And there wasn't any of this, lecturing. There wasn't any of this, oh, I'm trans, and if you don't like me, or blah, 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 blah. It wasn't any of this bullshit, dude. It was a character. It was written well, and I fucking loved it.
Even when Faye asks him, like, what are you? And he says, I am both, yet I am both, but I am nothing.
Yeah, I'm both, but I'm nothing equally. I think that's what he said.
Loved it. Loved that line so much.
And I really like the fact that when Spike and him reconnected, and the reason I'm saying him towards the end is because when they met, he didn't meet Spike as a woman. He met Spike as whoever he was in his past life. And when they met again, there wasn't any of this nonsense about, explain yourself and what are you and who do you, like to fuck or whatever. It was just he met an old friend and he had to send him on one last ride while the dude was dying.
That was another heartbreak scene. And this show is very good at doing heartbreak scenes. So if you're very weak with your emotions, do not watch this.
That was a real tearjerker, man.
Oh yeah.
Not only the first one, but both of those episodes really, they were heavy episodes. They were good episodes.
Nico, thank you for popping in, man. Thank you for lurking. We appreciate you being here, Bubba. Sleep tight, Nico. Okay, anyways, keep going. Sorry, Nico threw the lurk out, and I had to call that out correctly. Oh no. Oh shit, he's still there. Okay.
Time changes kicked his ass. Huh.
Yeah, you go back an hour.
Oh, it was nice for me.
It's 50-50. Okay, before we get off a tangent, we could do bullshit talk after this.
Anyway,
yeah. We are halfway through the series.
We're more than halfway through.
No, we are halfway. Jupiter Jazz part. That's right. I said that like 3 times. Gren.
Yeah, but now I said it.
Oh, so now it's correct. Gotcha. I forgot. Yes. I could go fuck myself and then you say it. Forgot that. No, so if you don't understand what we're talking about, towards the final scene, Gren asks Spike, put me in my space pod and send me to Titan. I want to get as close as I can on my last trip. And Spike's like, it's not going to make it, dude. Your ship is fucked. And he says, I don't care. I want to get as close as I can for my last ride. And that, for some reason, just pulled at like the emotional heartstrings for me, because even in his last minute, he was like, I want to go back. I want to go back before shit got fucked up.
I'm fucking kind of feeling that right now, because that song is in my head. That na 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 na. You know that thing in the background, and the guy is like, "Who is that, father?" It's Ko Tantan, the last spirit, or whatever the fuck he said, man. It's just like that fucking scene is so fucking. It's like, wow, dude, that reaches into your chest, man. It's like, I'm not crying, you're crying.
Like I said, if you are not comfortable with your emotions and you can cry easily to a show that has very sentimental scenes, this is not a show for you. Or at least the endings.
It's damn good. And I love the fact that they just handle it like a character, and they handle it like it should be, and not just a bunch of beat you over the head politics type bullshit.
Yeah, it's like
just a really good character, really well written. And the gay dudes in there also were well written. It wasn't like a bunch of like, oh my God, I suck dick. Put cum all over my face. No, it was just a bunch of respectable fucking homosexual characters. And they were all treated really well. Like,
can we talk about the guy that got his ass consistently beat? Just
that dude. Yeah, that dude was, dude was hilarious.
Got his ass beat twice.
Hilarious. It was like, I hate off-worlders.
Yeah, and some guy walks up, he's like, hey, do you have information? He's like, no, go away. I'm getting a real job.
Hey, I'm kind of looking for this place. Go away. I hate off-worlders.
I'm getting a real job. Fuck this shit.
It was back when they could write actual dialogue and not just treat everybody like a fucking statistic for Twitter or whatever, you know?
It was also nice that we didn't get like 2-dimensional characters. We got depth with even side characters too.
Oh yeah, dude. Even like people you didn't think about were like, even people you didn't think about were not only 3-dimensional, but there was a resolution and it's breaking up again. God damn. There was a resolution to the episode, and not only that, but it was you got to see how people changed through the episode. That one dude kind of let his grudge, or Gren kind of let his grudge with Vicious kind of go, and he just wanted to go to Titan one last time. That one dude he like hates Offworlders and won't mug them no more.
I laughed so
I
hard
think
the second time he got his ass beat. Laughed
think
way
in some
harder than
ways,
I should have.
even Faye kind of changed when she went down to the planet and she found out kind of what Spike was looking for. I liked it. It was a damn good episode.
It was a very good episode for character development. I will give you that.
It was a good episode in general. It was written really well, and I like how you get to see some of what happened on Titan too.
That was very. I liked the interaction between Gren and Vicious. Not a lot of dialogue happened, but enough happened. Where you seen Vicious just stand up out of nowhere, like thinking you're like, oh well, Gren's dead. Just stabs a scorpion out of nowhere, puts his knife in, walks away.
So
didn't need a lot of dialogue, but it had enough.
That was Jupiter Jazz. I'm going to move us along to Bohemian Rhapsody, which is one of my more favorite
Mamma
episodes.
Mia.
Mamma Mia.
Mamma Mia, let it go.
Mamma Mia, let me go. Let me go.
Okay. Okay, enough of the Queen. Enough of the Queen karaoke. You know, that was one karaoke moment from you I was very prepared for. I was prepared for that shit.
Bro, that's like saying Marco
Polo.
Exactly.
Or
a haircut.
Or Red Robin. That's my point. You can't say Bohemian Rhapsody without at least hitting one line. Don't need the entire song, just one line.
So it was they were hunting down Chessmaster Hex. And what it was a series of robberies at the hyperspace gate toll booths. The things you probably don't remember this episode too well. It was one of my more favorite episodes because Jet had to come kind of out of his bubble a little bit and actually do some work. The last time you saw Jet really do anything was with Jamming with Edward, when he was going around looking for information and sympathy for the devil. Up until then, though, Jet really doesn't do anything but like fix ships. And
kind of fix ships and scold Spike.
Yeah, he fixes ships and he keeps them doing their job. But in Bohemian Rhapsody, he was using his old connections at the police department and doing some investigation with some of these like companies and whatnot. And you got to see Jet actually being the investigator type, and that was kind of neat. And what I really liked about it was all of us, I'm going to assume, all of us have thought about revenge from time to time. Someone does something to you, some company fires you, someone pulls in front of you at a fucking parking lot. And we've all thought like, wow, what would be the best way to get revenge on this motherfucker? What would be the best way? And we all get these, it's a natural fucking thing to do, by the way.
It's human instinct. It's human instinct.
It really is. Even in Buddhism, for instance, these are normal things for you, and they're called the dark side of your brain. And in Buddha, you're supposed to repress that side, and that's like the light and the good overcoming evil. That's a normal part of you, is what I'm trying to say. And what happened in here is this guy planned revenge on a company that he got fired from after he invented the technology for. But his revenge was planned 50 years later.
That is pettiness. That is petty to a T.
It's petty, but it's also short-sighted. By the time he got his revenge, he had dementia. He didn't even remember committing the crime. and he had no idea what the fuck was going on. He just wanted to play chess with Edward the whole time.
Oh, look at these nice people that decided to join me.
Who?
What
Where?
did I do? What did I do?
You got 6 people in here.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. It's like that's the way he viewed it.
Oh, that. I thought you were talking about your Twitch. I was like, what? Where did someone raid you? What the fuck?
No, that's what I'm saying. It's like, oh, who are these nice people?
He was literally like that when they came in there, and he was like, that dude was pointing a gun at him. He was like, hey, it's a funny looking pipe there, buddy. Like the guy was totally out of his fucking mind on weed.
Yeah,
he
the
was
guy
high as a fucking kite. He was on a different plane of existence.
My whole life savings, bop, 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 just lit the place up. And I like how they subtly threw in that Ed was playing chess with the guy. It's like, oh, it's the chess, it's the hex master. And Ed's like, oh yeah, that's what I'm playing. Yeah, he's like, oh, that's what I'm playing with.
Edward knows Chess Master Hex because Edward is playing chess with him right now.
Again, we stan Ed over on this channel.
I love Edward, man. Edward's the fucking shit. Love Edward.
All right.
Wait, one more thing I want to address with that episode before we move on.
Well, I was gonna say after this episode, we're gonna take a little break. I gotta refill my water. I gotta take a piss. We're gonna take a little break, and then we're gonna come back.
I love the fact that Edward was about to beat the old man, and the old man saw Edward was about to beat him and got worried for like half a second, but then Edward changed the move and the old man won, and that was the last game that he played before he died.
See, okay, so he did die after that game.
He did die. The bird leaving in animation, a trope of animation or movies, is when a bird flies away, that's someone's spirit leaving their body.
Okay,
you saw it in Blade Runner. You saw it in lots of cowboy films. You saw it in a lot of Disney animation, and they used it here too. And usually it's a dove, but in his case, it was his bird. And when it flew away, that was him leaving the mortal realm.
Okay, that's what I thought during that episode, but I was like, that's a little too easy. But I guess, yeah, that was.
It was kind of another episode that made you sad, but for the right reasons, because it was like
you found somebody that is like comparable to his skill in chess.
Not only that, but just he had a lot of fun right before he left. You know, and it's like the old man, like when Jet was like, we'll donate the money to you and let you have the money, but you got to leave the old man alone. And they literally, Edward and him played chess until that man died. That's a fucking good ending.
Again, Cowboy Bebop knows how to do good endings.
It really does. Even if it's a bad episode, like some of the ones we were talking about, the endings to those episodes were usually really good.
They still had some punch behind them. May not have been our favorites, but still that right hook was still strong enough to knock a couple teeth loose.
So go ahead and do your break, and we'll have an intermission.
All right, I'm gonna throw some links out here. I'm gonna throw some links for the Rage Pirates Discord, all that. I'm gonna throw them up there. La da da da. Skorn. So
it's the motherfucking podcast, Daddy.
Skorn dog.
What up?
All right, Skorn, I want you to tell these people if they wanted to interact or hear more conversations about anime or topics in general, where can they find us?
Yar, matey, they would join the Rage Pirates. We have the coolest shirts, the coolest birds, and the coolest shit this side of the galaxy, baby. If y'all want to like go hang out with Podcast Daddy or myself or Piggies or any one of the other main characters who are all badasses, by the way, we're all raid boss quality. Come hang out with the podcast, or come hang out with the Rage Pirates. Hit that Discord link right there. If you want to get hold of Podcast Daddy himself, I guess you go to that link right there, Linktree, whatever that is. And you come in there, you can check out drawings that I've done. You can check out some of the stuff that Podcast is doing. And also, if you want to drive his shows, you can suggest things to him. He's very open to suggestion about streaming and what he streams. And like, I think that we're doing some cool shit right now with the whole podcast streaming thing. And I think that some of the other cool stuff we're doing in there, watching movies every Sunday. We got Koala Doll. Like we have a really cool variety of streamers that hang out in the Rage Pirates. Koala Doll does like horror and spooky shit and talks about like mysteries and death and stuff like that. And I have like gaming rage and politics. If you guys want to check out politics, I don't give a fuck. So I am pretty raw. If you want to check out like the podcast element, podcast daddy here. Piggies does like games with kids and games with multiple people. It's a pretty damn cool experience. The fact that everybody does something else.
If you want to talk about a community night, Piggies runs a very wonderful community night when it happens. It's awesome. Everybody jumps in. Movie nights, we've been doing great on movie nights. Due to actual shit, I wasn't able to attend the last one, and I'm kind of pissed because the last scene I seen was a rocket flying out of a house, and I was like, there is so much context to that I'm missing, and I'm kind of pissed off about it.
Better off dead, baby. $2.
Yeah, that might be one I'll watch, and then I'll reconvene with you and Piggies about it.
Oh, bro, you need to watch that, man. You know, it was one of the few movies that I actually own.
No shit, really.
No shit, I actually owned it.
Skorn, I would like to thank you before we continue on. I would like to thank you for joining me on this. I really appreciate you for being on this journey with me through a masterpiece of an anime.
Oh, no, I'm always, bro. I think the next one you should do is Samurai Champloo.
That's
Samurai Champloo.
I was about to say I'll have a week. I'll have more than a week because we're doing cartoon intros next week.
Oh yeah, that's right. Fuck yeah, dude.
So that'll give me plenty of time to watch it and digest it. Because I also told Roxy that I would watch God, why can I never remember that name of that fucking anime?
Bro, I am gonna pull out so many fucking cartoon intros. It's gonna blow your goddamn mind.
I know. I'm gonna become prepared for this.
And wait till you see the animation on these intros, man. Oh my.
See, I can't even, I could pull an animation card because it's like, yeah, some of them are dope, and then other ones, it's like, this was made in 2000. You could tell.
All of mine are going to be made from 1980 to about 2000.
Yeah, and most of my era is going to be late 90s, early 2000s, and the 2010s.
That'll be the era where we kind of cross as the 90s right there.
It's like the late, because I know you'll bring in like the earlies and the lates.
I'll definitely, and by the way, I am going to reuse that Thundercats intro because I think that is goddamn amazing.
Oh, I'm going to bring back the Ultimate Muscle intro, so I really don't give a shit.
We are bringing that shit back. I don't give a fuck if y'all saw it here or not. We're going to watch the goddamn Thundercats intro again, goddamn it. But I might have a little twist on it.
I'm definitely going to play Skeletor calling somebody a boob again. Why? Just cause I find it fucking hilarious.
I'll tell you what, you continue your podcast. I'm going to go grab another beer.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I just wanted to say thank you to everybody who has showed up tonight, even with our multiple stream failures. We seem to be running clean right now, which is, I love to see. It. I've been arguing with Xfinity because they like to fuck me raw dog and not even give me a pack of cigarettes afterwards. So fuck you guys, right up the poop chute. But to everybody that's here, I greatly appreciate you. Of course, as always, go check out the Rage Pirates Discord. I have met some amazing people in there. And like Skorn said, we have a variety of content. So if podcasting isn't the thing that you like to sit and watch, maybe watch Skorn yell at video games or do some live drawing. I will say his art streams are top tier content. Not only the fact that you get to see the final product, but you get to see it in motion of how it's made. The line work, even the mistakes are interesting because you can see him come back from a mistake that's made and still turn out like it is. You get to see the inking process, the coloring process. It's very interesting to see. Definitely join the Rage Pirates and see the see the giant fucking gumbo of content that we have offered through that entire Discord server.
We do have a really cool Discord server. I was talking about you and Koala too. Y'all do some hella cool ass like talking about death and talking about, you know, crime and just talking about weird shit. I mean, you and Koala really actually do pretty well together.
I think I was talking to you about this actually. It's very hard to find somebody to like mesh with creativity wise. Like where you can just we could just riff off of each other.
No, yeah, I agree. Even you and I, after a while, kind of rub each other the wrong way, or like take things like differently than they mean. And I think that we get together we get along pretty well, but both of us have that certain tism that will get in the way from time to time. But you and Koala don't seem to deal with that issue.
Well, me and you are both hard-headed. I think that's the problem. Is we are both
no way.
no, neither of us can be hard-headed. And it doesn't help that I'm an antagonizer as well. Like I like to antagonize the fuck out of people.
Jerk for the most part. If y'all want to see an asshole,
I like to antagonize.
Take a stick and poke him and watch his bullocks grow.
I would poke Jesus with a stick and say, "What are you gonna do? Send me to hell?"
Would it be Jesus or would it be Humperdinck or Humperdoo?
Humperdoo, Humperdoo, Humperdoo. We're gonna go on a quick tangent here. I just want to say, you were talking about having big, meaty cojones to shoot a 9-year-old child in the face on like TV. You have to have. You have to have some big fucking cojones to have the retarded great grandson of Jesus Christ.
You have got to have some giant balls to put that on the plate. Yes, with the Preacher. If y'all ain't watch Preacher, man, go watch Preacher. It's really goddamn good.
And if you don't like watching, I would definitely recommend. Read the. You antagonize? Since when? I don't know what you guys are talking. I don't antagonize nothing. I'm a sweet boy. I'm a sweet, wholesome boy.
All right.
I hear you bubbling your bullshit back there.
My Funny Valentine. An episode that is necessary, but was a sit.
Yeah, it wasn't necessary for Faye's character development, but it was just a drag. It was a drag to watch.
It also had the best side story, though, with Tom and Tobacco and how they were looking for a VCR to play that VHS cassette.
Why'd you kick it? I don't know. Things work better when I kick them.
Yeah, he's like stomping the shit out of it. Yeah, dude. So there's not a whole lot to say about that episode. It's depressing as fuck.
We did figure out
VCR.
We did figure out one very big key point in Faye's story, though. Because when we first meet her, we hear that she has a massive debt, but we don't know where this debt comes from.
Why?
Yeah, we have no idea where this debt comes from. Come to find out, from the I think it's the gate incident. Isn't that what happened?
Actually, yeah, it was that. What it was that doctor lost a lot of money in that gate incident, and when she came to, he tricked her into signing for it, and then he faked his own death.
Yeah, because he owed her. She owed like 300 million. What is their currency? Wulons. Yeah, so that's her debt. That's the debt that continuously gets brought up.
Her debt, though, it wasn't originally her debt.
But I'm saying that's the key point I'm trying to get to is like it may have been a drag, like it really was. It was long. It was boring. I was ready for it to be over.
When at the very end she draws the outline of her house and she lays down in that bed. Did you notice that the bed was oversized?
Mm-hmm.
Because that's the way that it would have been when she was a child when that incident happened.
Yep, and we start to see, this is the first episode where we kind of get more into Faye's backstory.
Yeah, maybe Faye isn't such the hard luck bitch that you really think. Maybe she's just a lost person.
Maybe she just got constant right hooks to the face, and she's just trying to deal with it the best she can.
But, it falls flat just because it's so fucking boring.
Oh yeah, it's a drag episode. That's another one where they're like, we got to give her some backstory. Here's this. Even the writers probably sat there and thought, really? Like that we just came up with this in like 15 minutes. Tom was in the shitter when half this happened. Fuck it, it works. Send it.
Drive on.
Yeah, I guess, man. I guess if it works, fuck it. The next one is Black. Oh.
That leads us to Black Dog Serenade.
Ooh.
This is the one that has Uday Taxum. I don't know. It's that black dude that shot Jet in the fucking arm. And
Which we find out didn't shoot him in the arm. It was his partner.
Yeah, it was his former partner.
Bum, bum, bum.
It was another episode that was done well, but made no goddamn sense whatsoever. But it was a good episode.
It was artistic point, loved it. Story point,
It was definitely one of the ones. It's not one that you could throw out, but it was one of the ones that really needed some more polish because they tried to throw in a twist at the end that made no goddamn sense. Look, they build up this character, this dude, this Uday Taxum dude, and they build up this guy to be some kind of like badass, terrorist, assassin, killer guy. Okay?
I did like his killing scenes; those were pretty cool.
Oh yeah,
where he shot that blade out.
He did kill, okay? He did kill. But short of that, I mean, what was his motivation? Can you tell me one other thing about this fucking loser? That's my point right there.
Yes. Yeah, I got nothing. Got fucking nothing, man.
That's my point right there. Most of the series, you can tell things about people. All right? You can tell things about people. This particular character was just bad guy to be bad guy.
Oh yeah.
And I don't know. The animation was good. The ship battles were really cool. The dialogue was pretty damn decent. What was killing it for me was the overall storyline didn't make a whole lot of sense towards the end. He's like, you don't get it. I wasn't the one who shot you. It was me, Jet. What the fuck? Why couldn't it have just been this fucking dude? It would have made more goddamn sense.
Yeah, and then, they have that scene where Jet's smoking and he offers the guy a cigarette and he's like, I quit smoking. And then at the end, you get that, like, line you've seen coming from a mile a fucking way. Where he's like, I'll take that cigarette now, Jet. Like, oh. Didn't see that coming.
So anyway, Mushroom Samba.
I fucking love this episode so
I knew
goddamn
you were
much.
gonna like Mushroom Samba. I knew out of everything here you were gonna like Mushroom Samba because it's the most random episode.
Okay, so Mushroom Samba, what it deals with is the crew is starving. They don't have any money for food, and they're kind of just going for scraps at this point. So Ed decides to go down and sort of just interact with the world. She finds some mushroom. Yeah, she finds some.
She finds these mushrooms from this dealer,
and then she decides to take them back to the ship because she sees Ein, because she sees Ein eat one, and Ein just boop, boop,
freaks out and starts hopping around in
like
circles.
just bunny hopping. So of course Ed, being the half cartoon, half like, I want to see what happens, takes it, just leaves some out there. And then, of course, the rest of the crewmates come and they eat.
These mushrooms, by the way, they're like a high-powered, like...
psychedelic.
Mushroom. Yeah, they're high-powered psychotropic.
And in the ship, we see 3 different scenarios after they all ingest these mushrooms. First, we hear Jet having this deep philosophical conversation with his bonsai trees.
He's talking to his bonsai tree.
Just this deep philosophical, having this inner soul searching conversation. Not that bad. Understandable. Okay, that one's normal. Then we go to Faye. Faye goes to the bathroom and all of a sudden she's drowning in the toilet. And when
The
Ed
toilet overflows and the toilet gets like 50 stories tall and floods the place with water, and she thinks she's swimming in the bathtub water.
and then Ed walks by, and we just see Faye like standing in front of the toilet, just pulling one of the swimming numbers.
She's doing the butterflies. What it is.
And then my favorite one was how Spike interacted with it, because we see Spike walking up these gigantic steps, like a long list of steps, and a frog pops out of nowhere, and he's like, "You know this is the stairway to heaven, right?" And Spike's just normal Spike, just I don't care.
He says, "You obnoxious toad,"
and just keeps walking. But then we
like,
see it.
When Edward passes him, he's just on the same step, just.
Doesn't move a single step, just keeps going in the Spike fashion, hands in his pockets, kind of head down a little bit, just step on one single step. That again, when I talk about this show, knows how to toy that line between comedic and fucking over the top. This is an episode where they knew how to do comedy very well.
Oh yeah, they went over. They had enough serious shit, and they were like, let's do something dumb.
Yeah, and they did it right. They did a dumb episode just right. Because
I like the bad
wasn't
guy,
too stupid. Wasn't too stupid. Wasn't too serious.
I like the chick dressed up in the leather jacket and the fucking cheetah skin with the fucking shotgun, who was hunting the guy for killing her husband with the mushrooms or whatever. He laughed himself to death.
There's nothing wrong. You can check my trunk. Ein and Ed are sleeping in the trunk.
That's because they get tired of walking and they want to follow this chick, and their little like bike had broke down or whatever.
How do you explain the kid and the dog? I don't know how they got there. And then while they're arguing, you see Ed just kind of like do what Ed does and just slime her way out of the trunk.
Yeah, like the way that she moves. Like
very Looney Tune-ish.
Jumps out and she does the whole like sliding thing and just like kind of like a worm or like a snake.
Fucking Ed is very Looney Tune-ish. If I could put similarities, it would be very Looney Tune-ish.
I like how at the very end there, that guy was like, he thought that Ed was after the mushrooms, and so Edward took the mushrooms. And I believe like the train crashed, and there was like
no, it stops. Stops right.
Oh, it stops. All right, yeah.
Yeah, stops because there's a cow on the tracks.
That's right.
And then Ein goes up to the cow, says thank you, and the cow is just like, yeah, no problem. Translation: no problem.
No, it was the dog. The dog went up there and was like, hey, thanks. The cow was like, no problem. But yeah, I remember that now. Yeah, it's fucking stupid.
And of course, it would be amiss if I did not talk about my favorite little scene of animation in that episode, when Ein and Ed are walking in the desert and you just see Ed rolling in a human ball. Something about that scene I just absolutely loved. I don't know what it was. It was just fascinating to me.
So I kind of made a boo-boo, but the next episode is Speak Like a Child. This is the one where they had the Tamate Baka. My Funny Valentine was actually more boring than what we were talking about, because the cool shit that happened in that didn't even happen in that. My Funny Valentine was garbage as an episode. Speak Like a Child.
I mean, we were in the same ballpark.
Yeah, it's the same fucking episode. Anyway, whatever. Speak Like a Child was another one of those They had the old VHS. That was cool. There were buildings and time capsule, all that shit.
I will say I did. I don't know if it was this episode where where Faye watches the tape a little further.
Yeah, that's the episode, right?
Okay, again, like we've said multiple times, even the boring episodes have a wonderful ending.
Yeah, I will admit the ending when she's watching herself, when she's teenage Faye, and she's like, "Go Faye!" and she's like doing the little cheer for herself or whatever. It's kind of melancholy and kind of bittersweet, because it's like she has amnesia and she can't remember that part of her life. And how would you feel watching yourself
Be so full of joy.
Yeah, so full of joy, and your whole life is ahead of you. Like, what would you do if you could look in a mirror and see yourself from 15, 17, whatever, depending on, what your life was like,
Right.
but what would you do if you look back and saw yourself so full of joy and so full of life and you didn't recognize yourself at all? It's just like, wow, what did I turn into? That's the kind of moment that she kind of has. And so I will say that as boring as that episode was, it did have another damn good moment at the very end.
Again, the show may have its boring episodes, but the endings always seem to just like reel you back in. Like, you want the episodes to end, but the endings are like, okay, we got you. Come back here. Come on.
And I will also be the first one to admit that they can't all be bangers. You know what I mean?
No. Like Primus said, they all can't be zingers.
So we go from Speak Like a Child to Mishmash Blues. I don't remember the Mishmash Blues.
Oh, yeah, okay, I know what that is. Mishmash Blues was, from what I read, because I read it while I was watching the anime, while I was watching the episodes. Apparently, Mishmash Blues was just like a collective of scenes. That's all that it was. It's just a collective of scenes, because actually, basically, when it got banned in Japan on TV, they're like, oh, here's scenes from it. That's all it is. So, I mean, I'd love to tell you more. I didn't watch it because it just said it was scenes from like previous episodes, and I was like, I just watched every fucking thing up to this.
I hate the fucking collected episodes.
Yeah. Oh, I'm with you. I'm right with you on that. So we're just gonna fly right past it.
Oh, it's the only one that's never been dubbed. That's why I don't remember it. It never came out in America.
I mean, my guy, I could send you to a couple sites.
No, I can find it if I really wanted it. But the fact is, it just...
Yeah, especially if it's called Mishmash Blues. Like, it's just gonna be one of them episodes where they just...
I've already moved on. Wild Horses.
Oh, Nope, I am on the wrong episode. Never mind. I thought no, it's it's 22 I was thinking of, not that one. Wild Horses. Okay, let's go on.
Cowboy Funk is one of my favorite fucking episodes in the whole goddamn thing. Wild Horses is really good.
Yeah.
Wild Horses is really good. I like how the terrorist group is actually kind of a threat, and the computer virus transferring to their ship through the grappling hook is much the same as a reference to Outlaw Star, where they use ships that have viruses that transfer the same way. And I'm thinking it's probably because I believe it was the same art department that worked on both of those.
And if I watched Outlaw Star, I can make that comparison.
Eventually, that's one of those that you're gonna have to eventually watch.
I got a list, man. I got a list.
I liked the fact that Faye went and like gambled her money away, and that's the only reason that she didn't get caught in the Bebop when all that shit went down.
Mm-hmm.
I like how she kind of had to be the hero at that point. I believe it was Faye and Edward had to go be the hero. So it was kind of neat seeing Spike and Jet kind of taken out of that role and those two put into that role.
Are you saying that you can actually have female characters be the good guys at the end of the story without it being fucking...
Imagine that. A child who was more like a trained SEAL and a female like gambler chick who is a strong character because we respect her as a character and not just a sex object, but she doesn't browbeat us over the head with feminism and all this other bullshit.
I mean, let's not act like she was wearing some pretty she was rocking that outfit pretty well. Let's not deny that fact.
I mean, yeah, she was. But what I'm saying is, how many times did you really think about her chest?
Never.
Because she was a cool character and you didn't give a fuck. That's my point.
That's how you do a good female character, folks.
That's how you do a good. She had her tits hanging out the whole fucking time. I didn't give a fuck because she was cool and I just wanted to see what she was going to do.
I wanted to learn more about her backstory. Once I found out she had amnesia, I was like, I need to know more. I need more of this.
Once you make these characters three-dimensional characters, they stop being just whatever they are and they start being people to you.
That's why I said I am a whore for humanizing characters. I am a whore for it. And it's moments where they get thrown in the hero role that they are human to me. Not just side characters, not just little throwaway pieces.
So, Wild Horses had a simple scenario. It was a bunch of terrorist dudes were robbing a bank, and they were taking over ships, and they were going to crash them into the dome that was guarding the planet or whatever. It was a pretty cool little story, but I don't know. It was very simple. That was it.
Yeah, nothing detrimental to the plot.
They did something happened, and then they got taken out.
It wasn't something big like you need to watch this for plot. It's like that's a nice little story. I like it.
Yeah, there weren't any like memorable bad. I think the bad guys all had like Mickey Mouse heads on them or something like that, and then like there were pink Mickey Mouse heads, and then
like I said, it's a nice episode, just to get kind of like a side story.
The episode after that.
Yes, my favorite episode of the entire series. I will say that loudly and proudly.
Well, we already talked about it.
Well, I want to say this for anybody. Okay, no, don't you skip.
Kidding. Go ahead, man.
Don't you skim over this one. We said it. We were talking about it in the beginning, and when we were kind of just giving like a general overview of how we felt about the show. And of course, I had to bring up episode 20 because I even put in Discord. I was like, episode 20 is by far my favorite episode in this series. Not only do we see Spike getting his shit rocked, but instead of getting a very upbeat jazzy tune or just an upbeat tune in general, when an action scene happens like it does in any other episode in this series, we get this dark droning noise while we see Spike getting his ass handed to him on a silver plate. Yeah, ass handed to him on a silver platter with two sides and a biscuit. And it wasn't a simple ass whooping. It was a Street Fighter 4 you wanted to prove a point combo that he was getting.
Yeah, he was getting whooped like fucking like Tekken type ass whooping. It looked like Lei Wulong was just beating the shit out of somebody.
That was after a KO, like just bop bop, still going.
And it was wild the look that Spike gave him when he landed and he was getting up and like his hands were shaking and shit. It's like Spike was actually afraid of this dude. Like the first time he really thought he was going to die.
Because the rest of the time we just see Spike, whooping ass.
Ponesering people. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not a fair fight when it comes to Spike. It's just simple wham bam, thank you ma'am. But this one, he was legitimately afraid of the opponent he had in front of him. And I think that made that, like I was telling you in the very beginning, the sense I had in my chest watching that, I had actual tension in my chest because I was like, oh, he gonna die.
I like how the episode ended, how he lost his concentration and dropped that shield that he has, that psychic shield. It was because of the cat, remember? It was just that alley cat hissed at him, and he was like screaming at the alley cat, and fucking Spike was about to die, and he just like had that knife and he threw it in his leg, and all of a sudden that was all it took, and the dude just started crying. And he was like, "Mommy, it hurts, mommy."
And for context, it was said that he may have the body of an adult, but he was regressing. His mind was regressing in age. Yeah, so he may look like 40. He would be about, I would say 8. If we can go off the general context of how he used those lines, I would say 8 at best. But that was, like I said, those lines were haunting because we see this man just go on a killing rampage. We see him kick Spike in his shit. We see this man as an unstoppable killing machine, and a simple alley cat and a knife a knife getting thrown at him, and he is on the floor crying for his mom. That was such a switch in tone.
Even Spike was fucking shocked when he was looking at it. Like, he was like, what the fuck?
Yeah,
like, he was even like, what?
Yeah, he's like, this guy handed me my own ass. What? Wait, what?
Did you notice that Goofy from fucking Goof Troop stepped on him and killed him?
Yeah.
That was funny shit.
I might have cackled at work.
That shit was hilarious.
And then the ending line Spike says, I hate amusement parks.
I hate amusement parks, Jet.
It's just small lines that Spike has sometimes where it's just like, you are one nihilistic motherfucker.
I mean, he's got a good reason to hate him, though. I mean, that kind of shit happens there, you know?
Yeah, you can... 9 times out of 10, when you show me a horror movie or something, it's taking place in an amusement park.
Fuck amusement parks.
Yeah, I agree. Fuck amusement parks. They're way too goddamn expensive. All right, anyways, continue on. We're going on to episode 21. Boogie Woogie
Feng Shui.
I wasn't a fan. Was not a fan of this episode. Kind of one of those I was ready for it to end.
I don't even remember this episode. I'm reading this and I'm just like, what?
It's a Jet episode. It's a Jet episode.
I remember some kind of circular object and something that they put in something else.
Basically, Guy gets an email from one of his from an ex syndicate member that Jet was trying to help get out of the syndicate, but of course,
God, I remember this. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, if I have to say that, it's not an episode that'll last in your brain.
Oh God, this episode. It was not my least favorite. That goes the least favorite episode in this whole goddamn thing was definitely My Funny Valentine. That this fucking Boogie Woogie Feng Shui, it was so. You know what? I'm gonna have to say it, man. I'm gonna have to change this. Boogie Woogie Feng Shui is my least favorite episode because for as much as I didn't like My Funny Valentine, at least I remembered it.
Right.
Boogie Woogie Feng Shui is so bad, and it's not even the bad kind of bad. It was boring. It was just, I don't even fucking remember it. I'm about one of the biggest Cowboy Bebop marks you'll fucking find. And I don't even remember this fucking episode. It's garbage.
And the ending didn't even bring you back. Like, if the ending doesn't even catch you, that's...
All I remember was like, please, and I think this was actually one of the few episodes where I actually turned the fucking channel and watched something else. I was just so fucking over it. That's probably why I don't remember it at all.
Yeah, the only reason I remember it is because this was one of the like 6 episodes I had to clear today. That's the only reason I could remember something like that. It was just boring. It was a generic, I sent an email from the grave so you could bring me my daughter so I could see her one last time. Dad, I hate you, but I love you. It was just like, okay. All right. Okay.
All of this is coming back to me now. Yeah.
Yeah.
I hated my father.
But now I forgive him and love him.
Okay, whatever.
Although it did have one funny line from Jet. I will give it this. It had one funny line from Jet where they are talking and the daughter says, "You're kind of old, aren't you?" And then Jet's instant reply was, "I'm old enough to be your boyfriend." Then he's like, "Okay, open foot, insert mouth. I'm old enough to be your older brother." It's like, okay, that sounds better,
She
Jet.
was kind of cute, though, honestly.
So, I mean, you get one good line out of an entire episode, and like I said, the only reason I remembered it is because I watched it today, so not really missing anything by not watching it.
Let's go into a good episode that I actually do remember very, very well, as a matter of fact.
Oh my god, this episode made me want to fucking blow my brains out.
What? Cowboy Funk was one of the best!
What do you mean it was one of the best? It had one of the most... If you want to piss me off with a character, give me somebody like the fucking cowboy. Give me somebody like him.
Andy.
Yep.
He's gonna blaze a trail.
Oh my god! Just if you want to see how to piss me off with a character, use that. Use that
So
template
look,
right
man,
there.
There's a guy named Teddy Bomber, and Teddy Bomber wants to blow up buildings because there, and he gets interrupted every fucking time.
That was funny as fuck. That was funny as shit. Every time he gets excited too. He's like, "This is why I'm doing it." Oh, hey, look at that.
Cowboy Andy is basically Spike Spiegel trapped in a fucking Nexus void of just being a cowboy. And he is so goddamn funny because he is so like unaware of reality going on around him.
It's just he's just so annoying.
I love their fight, bro. I love when they're fighting. I love when Spike is like, he's really trying to kill this fucking dude. And then like at the very end there, when Spike is like, and he just like hits the fucking hits that AC duct and the whole building crumbles and shit. Bro, how can you hate this episode? Man?
I hate it. I hate it. There was Cowboy Andy ruined that entire episode for me. I was like,
it was also one of the few episodes where they got to eat actual food. Remember, because afterwards they had all that chili.
Mm-hmm. I did not care. Cowboy Andy ruined that episode for me so bad. I was just like, oh my god, please get this over with. This is annoying. So this is annoying the fuck out of me.
I like how at the very end, fucking Teddy Bomber, they were like, so why did you do it, Teddy Bomber? And he was like, well, it's because you see. And then Cowboy Andy rides up beside him, and he's not Cowboy Andy now. Now he's like Masamune Andy or whatever. And he's like he's like in the samurai garb with a fucking katana. Like, what the fuck?
I just couldn't do it. I just couldn't do it.
I fucking love that fucking episode so much, man.
Because
it was such a good episode. Cowboy Funk was one of my fucking favorites.
I couldn't do it. It was so.
You kind of remind me of somebody. I'm nothing like that stupid ass.
Oh, this okay. We're gonna skip past this because fuck that episode. I don't care. It's stupid. Fuck them. Fuck it. I hate that episode. This okay. So I want to give a little context here. So if you have been listening this entire time, you have heard me say I did not cry at the end of Cowboy Bebop. Because when me and Skorn were talking about it, he said, when you get to the ending, you are going to cry. I did not cry at the ending. This episode had my I almost cried moment in it.
Piggies, I also randomly crave bell peppers with beef, and I think my eternal love for ramen noodles probably stems from goddamn Cowboy Bebop.
It's full circle. Full circle.
I'm sorry. Go ahead, man. Go ahead.
So in this episode, not only do we see that Ed was part of an orphanage, we kind of see that her dad's sort of a dickhole.
That wasn't this episode.
That is this episode.
Brain Scratch?
Oh, Brain Scratch. Sorry, I totally skipped over Brain Scratch.
You're talking about Hard Luck Woman.
Yeah,
I mean, if you want to skip Brain Scratch, we can't. Here, wait. Let me do like a 10-second thing of Brain Scratch. This episode is neither warm nor cold. It is flavorless and mush. And so now I will spew it out of my mouth, achieving nothing. The problem with Brain Scratch is this. It has a really cool like concept about a digital soul and uploading it to the internet and all that other good stuff. They go on a hunt for this cult guy who's tricking people into whatever the fuck he's tricking them into. It's not a terrible episode, but the bad guy is basically a cult leader that doesn't know he's dead, and he's on a bunch of televisions, and Spike unplugs him, and then there's this really weird ending where Spike is in a room and there's these TVs, and I don't know, man. Hard Luck Woman.
The only redeeming quality of that episode was where the guy said, I just wanted everybody's body to be like mine.
Yeah, the only redeeming quality in Brain Scratch was the last 15 seconds of the whole episode.
Yeah.
As usual.
Again, if it's a bad episode,
yeah.
at least they bring you back with the ending.
Yes, it's a bad episode, great ending.
Comment.
Another episode that I could just fucking do without.
Right. So now we get to hard. We get to one of the most heartbreaking episodes, in my opinion, of what it was. So
yes.
we get more of Ed as a character.
We actually get to find out that Ed is a human being. Does have parents.
Yeah, not just some cartoonish, cartoonish genius, which we appreciate. I'm not saying that we don't like Ed, but
do you remember Ed's name?
Fuck off.
Edward Wong Hao Pepalutivrutski the Fourth.
Said the person who said the third the first time.
Hey, fuck off. At least I know the name.
That's way too long of a name, bro. That's way.
Edward Wong Hao Pepalutivrutski the Fourth.
Yep. And we also meet.
Which, by the way, is bullshit.
Oh?
It's not even her name. If she is Edward Wong Hao Pepalutivrutski the Fourth, that means her father is Edward Wong Hao Pepalutivrutski the Third. That is not his fucking name.
That is. Oh, that's right. That's not.
She's totally bullshitting everybody about her own fucking name, dude.
God, I love Ed so much. There's every episode. It's like there's reasons I just love Ed more and more, and
Ed is the shit.
Ed, that.
Ed's dad is probably the coldest man in the whole goddamn series.
Yeah, he really is, because he's like, I think I dropped my kid off at an orphanage.
Yeah, he dropped his kid off at an orphanage and forgot and left for 10 years.
Yeah, he's like, I think I dropped her off at an orphanage. And then when Ed, finally meets her dad again, he's like, my son. Are you a girl?
It's
No, are you
the first thing they say to each other is their actual family name, which is Jacques.
Oh yeah.
Because that's their family name, is Jacques. Edward is actually Edward Jacques.
Yeah, and then the scene cracks me up where it's like, oh, my boy, are you a girl?
Yeah, he was like, were you a boy or were you a girl?
That just her fucking dad with some of his lines are just perfect. And then we get another scene where Spike just gets his shit rocked.
Bro, he tries to attack Edward's dad because of a misconception of a wanted poster or something like that.
Where they thought it was 50 million Wuhans is how much he was worth.
He's actually worth 50 Wulogs.
And you want to talk about float like water. This motherfucker was a stream.
This motherfucker didn't float like nothing, bro. He was like stone monkey kung fu. Fucking Spike was trying to hurt him. He was blocking with one hand while he was talking. And he just wrecked Spike's shit, dude. It's funny as fuck. And the whole time you're watching it, this guy is beating the shit out of him. And fucking Jet is standing right there nah, I'm not taking no part of this.
Yeah, nope. You handle this. If this is how you go against Spike, nope. I'm just gonna chill. I'm just gonna sit here and I'm gonna enjoy the show. And now we come to the scene that almost broke me as a man. Almost broke me. At the very end, we have Ed's dad asking Ed, would you like to come with me on my adventures?
Oh, yeah.
And at the end of the episode, we see Ed leave the Bebop. And Ein starts following Ed. And Ed tells Ein, go back to the ship. I'm going to be gone for a long time, and I probably won't come back. And then Ein keeps barking, and Ed's like, do you want to come with me on my adventure? And of course they leave. I almost cried during that. That was the scene where I was like,
honestly, bro, when that dog left with Ed, you're right. It fucking hurts.
Yeah.
Eating those eggs by themselves.
Yeah, it was just those two. And just those two sitting eating the eggs.
They're just back to the way it started, and it's it's so lonely now.
Mm-hmm.
It's you realize how much Ein actually added, and it kind of sets it up for the rest of the series to end. And it's you realize something innately at that point, that the curtain's closing. You know.
That sets it up perfectly for the last 2 episodes.
And it's so hard to watch her walk away from the Bebop, and the dog leaves, and it's like, fuck, that hurts.
And and it's like, it's not this scene where Jet and Spike are having a conversation about everybody leaving. It's just them quietly staring at each other, eating this whole basket of eggs.
There's no
banter. No banter whatsoever.
There's nothing. It's just them eating them eggs, and then that's it. They're gonna go off to the next thing. You know.
And now, ladies and gentlemen,
the real folk blues.
The last 2 episodes of Cowboy Bebop, The Last Blues Part 1.
The real folk blues part.
The real folk blues. The real folk blues Part 1. You know, I'm getting there. It's Scorn. We're coming on a 3-hour stream right now, so we're getting there. Okay.
Totally worth it. Totally.
Oh
worth
yes.
It.
Oh, to go over Cowboy Bebop with you? Hell yeah. Oh yeah.
How's everybody doing so far? We all good?
Y'all trudging through like we are.
You know what's crazy is they have hopped back onto this after your stream crashed like 2 or 3 times.
Twice my stream crashed.
They have come back to this willingly.
It's mostly the green screen.
Y'all some motherfuckers, man. I love
it's the green screen.
I love our fans, man. We have the best fucking fans ever.
Oh fuck! Oh hell yes we do. Hell yes. For anybody that's in here, I appreciate seeing you. I appreciate you being here. And maybe I'll give you some kisses the next time I see you. Give you a big old smooch right on the cheek.
Ugh.
Don't you fucking me.
I want a big old smooch on the cheek.
No, old Hank, you get nothing. You get fucking nothing.
Oh yeah, be rough. Deny me. Oh, my sack grows.
You're getting a dick picture. It's happening now. Like, I know I threaten it, but now it's just gonna happen.
All right, so the real folk blues. The first episode is
It's a two-parter. It's a two-parter,
and the first episode sets up the second. The first episode is kind of, it's all right. It sets it up. So I think honestly, you're just skipping over the first.
Yeah, it's just it's building up. It's building up for the end.
Vicious does this and that. He fucks up trying to take over the organization. Everyone's being hunted down. People are dying left and right. Faye actually meets Julia, and that's the only thing that really happens.
Yeah, the rest
Faye
of it
comes in and tells Spike, he's like, "Oh yeah, I met Julia." And Vicious, he's about to be executed.
Of course, the crow comes out of Crow comes out of nowhere, just fucking explodes
up like a bomb. You know.
Yeah, there wasn't a lot that happened, and you are riding up the mountain on a bike, but when you get to the peak, which is episode 2, you just fucking barrel down that bitch.
Oh yeah, dude. So episode 2 starts off with like a fucking gunfight.
Right off the rip.
Julia and Spike are reunited, and they're trying to escape this fucking gangster squad.
They're just trying to escape the life in general because Julia agrees. She's like, "Let's just leave. Let's just go."
And Julia is hot, by the way. She's fucking cute. She is hot.
If we're going over hot women in Cowboy Bebop, Faye has my heart. Don't you fuck with me right now.
Faye is all right, but
I like my crazy broads. Okay.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah. she's always carrying those handcuffs around, so that kind of.
Exact. See, it's like. What about Faye? She's crazy.
Yeah, she's crazy.
There it is. There's the kicker.
Fair enough. So Julia gets shot.
I seen that coming.
I honestly didn't.
Yeah, I did. As soon as I seen that scene where Spike got shot and she took care of him, and I knew that there was like a triangle going on there, I was like, oh, she gonna die. She gonna die.
I didn't figure on that. When she got shot, I was like, wow, what a fucking waste. he finally gets with her and they kill her off. It's like, wow, that's kind of fucked up. But it sets up Spike's absolute last fucking stand. And I like how he goes back to the Bebop to talk to Jet one last time. You know?
Like, he tells a story. He tells a story about a 1,000-striped cat. And then as soon as he's done ending with that story, he's like, you know what was something about that story? I always hated it. Like, it wasn't like a joke. It was just like, I always hated that fucking story.
So I guess I'm gonna just dive into it, man. Spike rushes
Vicious.
the institute where Vicious is at.
Oh, that fight scene.
He fucking fights his way up, all the way up the building.
Oh, that gunfight. That gunfight was so beautiful.
When he actually gets to Vicious, that fucking fight with him and Vicious at the very end. Oh my God, bro. That's the stuff legends are made out of.
Perfect. That animation was spot fucking on.
They fucking knew exactly where to put their best efforts. They were like, we're going to end this motherfucker strong, dude. I'm getting a little choked up because I know that it's coming. I know that it's coming.
I know what's coming.
He fucking, when Spike and Vicious have their fight, he finally kills Vicious. And Spike turns around and he's walking down the stairs. And if you will go to your phone right now, and you didn't know that I did this, did you?
Let me guess.
You go to your phone right now.
No, asshole. I knew exactly what you posted because the first time you posted it, you deleted it right after.
So if you'll go to your phone right now and type in Spike Spiegel bang, you'll see the last fucking scene. And he comes down the stairs and dude, there's no way he can fight these dudes. And you're just like, I think he's even holding an empty gun, or he's not holding a gun at all.
No,
like,
he just finger guns it.
And he's just staring at the rest of these dudes, man. And he pulls out his hand and finger guns it, and he's like, in a tired voice, he's like, bang. And then he falls down dead.
Credits.
And it's, oh God, it hurts so bad, man. Oh my God. If you, bro, I cried. Fucking, I was like, oh, I cried. You're crying. My homeboy is like, fucking peppers.
Who's cutting onions around here? God damn it.
Bro, man, it hurts so bad. And then that very last line, you're going to carry that weight through the whole goddamn series. It's always, see you next time, Space Cowboy. See you next time, Space Cowboy. Then at the very last line, you're going to carry that weight. It's chef's kiss, man. Just
that's
perfect fucking ending.
I do like in the fight when they clash and both their weapons go to each side of them. The sword goes to Spike and the gun goes to Vicious, and they're like, "Nah, if we're gonna do this, it's gonna be on fair terms." And
he tells him, he says that you know that she's dead, and like he tosses the weapon, and then he fucking old boy tosses the weapon over, and that's when they finish it.
Just that, and that stomach slash too. Oh.
When he blocked Vicious's attack with the barrel of the gun and he had the blade stuck in the barrel, that was fucking amazing, man. Oh my God.
The animators knew what they were doing with that.
If y'all don't know, you need to watch this fucking series and you need to fucking see that fucking final fight scene, man. Oh my God, bro. And I believe that you and I have like done a couple of fight scenes. We ought to do that one of these days too. Anime fight scenes that are just fucking amazing.
Oh, are we talking like anime fight scenes or just like anime fucking hits to oblivion?
No, like fight scenes, it hits to oblivion, whatever. Just something that makes you go, God fucking damn, that looked like, oh my. There's so many fucking, that right there is one of my top 10 fucking fight scenes is Vicious and Spike. Very last fight. It is fucking amazing.
It's not in my top 10, but I can give credit where credit's due.
It's really damn good.
I feel like it was a little short. I think that's my gripe with it.
It didn't need to be long though. That was the thing about it, is it didn't need to be long. They're both lethal motherfuckers. you know, and they had their fight, they did their thing. That was all they needed to do. It didn't need to go on for 20 minutes. You know, it didn't need to be an episode of Dragon Ball Z where Vicious like powers up and gets a bigger sword, and then Spike gets a better gun, and then like, come on, man. Spike just needed a 9mm. Vicious just needed a fucking katana.
I sorry, the real life shit. Yeah, I don't know. I like my fight scenes to last a little longer than 2 minutes. I will be that person to say that.
Fair enough.
You know, I understand what they were going for. They wanted to, you know, both these people are lethal. Both these people can do serious fucking damage to each other. I would have kind of liked to seen that for longer than 2 minutes.
How about this? You still have to watch the animated feature, the movie.
Fair point. Yes, I do.
In the movie, there is a fight scene between Spike and the main villain that, trust me, is longer than 2 fucking minutes. They go at it, man. And it is goddamn brutal. This dude hits Spike in the stomach so hard that Spike actually vomits.
Oh.
It is brutal shit, man. These dudes are fucking beating the shit out of each other. And
I think that one I might clear in like a week or two, because I need to like get away from Cowboy Bebop after watching that.
Well, the reason I say that is because you could check it out, and then on our next, you know, talking like this, the anime intros, we could like quickly talk about the movie a little bit.
Okay, bet. Oh, definitely, yeah. If we could cover it there, yeah.
We could do the movie real quick, and then do the anime intro things, the cartoon intros and whatnot, if you wanted to roll it into one episode.
I could do that. I could definitely do that.
The movie is awesome, but it doesn't bear enough weight to carry a whole podcast episode.
Right, like we're sitting here shooting at 3 hours.
Yeah, but that's like a fucking 9 hours of cartoon.
Yeah, that's a whole 26 episodes at 26 minute an episode.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like that right there is a long goddamn time.
Right, where we got an hour and a half movie.
Yeah, and it's honestly, I love the movie, but it is just a long episode of Cowboy Bebop.
It's a filler episode.
Special. Yeah, and that's why people place it between episode 19 and 21 somewhere.
All right, Skorn. We're down. We did it. A whole series review.
Ding ding ding.
Now, to give this 10 cowboy hats, to give this a scale out of 1 to 10 cowboy hats, what would you give this?
You know, before we reviewed it, I'd have given it 10 cowboy hats flat, hands down. But after we reviewed it, and after I've looked at it honestly, I would give it 8 cowboy hats.
Honestly, same.
8 cowboy hats and a sombrero.
All right, I'd give it 8 cowboy hats and a bottle of tequila.
I believe that there are episodes that are completely removable, and I believe that there are episodes that are just fucking flat out goddamn boring. However, the boring episodes needed to be there, and the episodes you could easily live without were some of the better ones. So make of that what you will. Either case, Cowboy Bebop to me will always be the watermark of anime after Outlaw Star, which is another near and dear, very personal anime to me. But even that has its problems. The thing about Cowboy Bebop is that it was made in a time where anime was being pigeonholed to either being rape-ame or anime porn or, you know, fucking Fist of the North Star type shit. Yeah, you know, tentacle porn, that type of bullshit.
Yeah.
You know, but it was one of the three, and there was some good anime back in the day. I'm not gonna lie. If there wasn't, then we wouldn't be talking about it now. But Cowboy Bebop was one of the ones that first took the fucking reins and really came out swinging and redefined the fucking genre. Made people really look at anime in a serious light and go, God damn, this is good. That's why even though it only gets an 8.5 from me, I'd say it's a 10 in a cultural win.
All right.
I didn't mean to review it that deep. Sorry.
No, you're fine. If you're gonna give it a score like that, especially opening the lineup with, I would have given this a 10 back in the day, but actually reviewing it, I'm now lowering my score. I want to know why you lowered your score.
Well, we tend to remember things with rose-colored spectacles.
Oh yeah.
And the way I remember Cowboy Bebop was just a fucking riot all the way through. And I forgot about episodes like Boogie Woogie fucking bullshit Shuey and My Funny Ass Goddamn Valentine and just a couple of that brain scratch. Just episodes that were meaningless, trivial, and just I didn't give a fuck about them.
We're filler. Filler to a T.
When you review it, when you actually are asked your opinion and someone shoves a camera in your face, metaphorically speaking, this is Twitch. The fact is that I have to be objective and I have to be honest. And honestly, this isn't a 10 series. However, I will also state 10 is godly and there's nothing that's a 10. Nothing to me will ever be a 10. 10 is an infinitesimal number that it cannot be reached.
Like you could get a 9.5.
Yeah, you could. Good luck doing that shit. But Cowboy Bebop is just about as high as you could possibly fucking get. And the thing for me with Cowboy Bebop, more importantly, was that it was a cultural win rather than just good episodes back to back. I'm going to tell you another goddamn good series is Samurai Champloo.
I know. That's
probably, I'm going to say it's probably a 9.5, honestly. But there are episodes that I just would rather shove a beer bottle up my ass and pogo downstairs. There are some episodes that are just so fucking far out there and so fucking stupid, they don't even need to be there. And it's like, what the fuck?
All right, however, next time we review something, it'll be Samurai Champloo.
No, next time we review it, we're going to do the anime intros.
Well, I mean, like, that'll be the next...
Oh, you're talking about the next actual, like, series review.
Yes. Okay. I mean, if you're down for that.
Oh, brother, I'm down for any kind of fucking anime review you want to fucking do, man.
Bullshit. No, you're not. No, you are not.
Just about.
Ah, there we go.
You know
there
what?
we go.
You know what? You got Roxy for all the other bullshit that I don't want to do.
Look, I tried getting Roxy to suffer through Bobobo. Even she was like, I'm not doing this shit.
You know, fuck that.
Yeah, she won't even touch that. So.
And neither will I. It's fucking garbage. It's trash.
Okay. Anyways.
Fucking anime was dying right there.
Oh,
that's what Cowboy Bebop fought against, and then they just brought it out any goddamn way.
Oh yeah, let's just act like one show was a complete downfall. Okay.
Let me ask you a question. You watch a lot of anime. Have you ever even heard of Gun X Sword?
In my brain, there's a spot for it, but I cannot put pictures to.
A lot of people have never heard of it. One of these days, you're gonna have to watch Gun X Sword because it's a lot like Cowboy Bebop. But Gun X Sword has a happy ending.
Gun X Sword. Let's see if I have.
Everybody looking it up right now.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing. Yep, it's one of those. I know it exists. I've never seen it.
It's actually pretty goddamn good, and it has a lot of the same tropes. You know the three old guys from Cowboy Bebop?
Mm-hmm.
Three old dudes are also in Gun X Sword. If you look at the guy from Gun X Sword, I can't remember his name, but he looks a lot like Spike. Like, they have a lot of similarities between them. The kid, the woman, the pet, it's the same. There's a lot of similarities, but it's so different of a series. It's not the same series. But I'm sorry, my bad. This was a Cowboy Bebop thing. I'm getting off topic.
No, it's all good. I was about to say, I'll give my honest, and then we'll chill and we'll get the fuck out of here.
Fair enough.
All right, so coming in from a news standpoint, again, I'm 26. This series got released in 1998 and 2001, so it's been a while for me to watch this, and I'm just now watching this as in the last 72 hours. the reason I gave it an 8 is probably the same reason that Scorn gave it an 8. It's a great series. The animation is beautiful. The characters are well designed. The characters are well done. The moments that they make the characters feel human hit you in a place that you really don't anticipate a anime hitting you in ways that it does. You don't expect it. But the episodes where nothing fucking happens and they are just the definition of filler, I can't justify those. I could justify them if the ending was good, but I can't justify the episodes where it's like, we could have totally went without that, and I would not have missed a single thing of fucking plot throughout that entire time. So why did I just waste my time watching that? That's why it would get an 8 cowboy hats out of 10 with a little bottle of tequila, like a little shooter. But beyond that, it was a great series. It's not perfect, but it was fucking great.
I would like to give a special shout out real fast to the show in Cowboy Bebop that was about cowboys.
Oh yeah.
Throughout the entire show, they have this like bounty hunting show that's, I think it's called something shots, big shots or something like that.
Yeah, big. I think it's Big Shots.
And the whole show is just like, it's this Mexican dude and this like blonde chick, and he's like, he's like, you know, hey, welcome to another episode of Big Shots. La 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 la. And, like, they talk about the guy who they're hunting, and like, it's
just giving
really
you context.
Cool. Yeah, I like it because it's not
goofy.
only illustrates the bad guy, but it also adds an element of humor to the show in a serious way. And I like how the last couple episodes, they actually get canceled.
Yeah, and then I don't know if you've noticed this. It's either the 3rd episode or the 4th episode in. There's this old lady sitting on a airport bench, and she's like, I don't want somebody taking care of me. And then there's a guy that comes up, and she's like, oh, honey, did you find a new job? And he's like, no, not yet. He's like, what happened to that pretty co-host of yours? And he's like, I think she married her agent.
That's the dude, yeah. And
yeah.
He's not even like Hispanic at all.
No, I thought that was a nice little like giving wrapping up a character.
Yeah, it was a cool way to wrap it up, and that's what's really cool about Cowboy Bebop is the people are so 3-dimensional.
Yeah, even side characters like that still get 3-dimensional, and that's how you do characters. I will stand by that stance.
You mean you don't have to beat someone over the head with like vapid ideology?
No, you can give characters actual fucking traits.
Wow.
An actual humanization. I know it's a wild concept nowadays, but it is possible, people. It is very possible.
Holy crap, dude. That's insane. Okay.
It blows my mind too. Blows my goddamn mind. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, we are coming on a 3-hour fucking stream.
You know what else was a 3-hour tour? Gilligan's Island.
Never seen it. That was a rage throw. I don't know if that was a rage throw or he just wanted to beat the fuck out of his mouse. It's like
never heard of fucking Gilligan's Island?
No, I've heard of it. I've never seen it. Like
anyway,
never watched an episode of Gilligan's Island. I know it exists.
He's podcast.
Biggies, if you could do me a favor and throw Scorn's link in the chat so he can shill himself correctly. Please. Instead of trying to grill me. What? I'm sorry, you old fucks. I don't know what you want me to do. I'm only 26. I wasn't around the age. Thank you. I wasn't around the age when Gilligan's Island was fucking prominent. Pardon me.
You know what's funny?
Sorry my parents didn't fuck sooner. I don't know what you want from me.
I'm like almost 44. I think she's like 35. And you're 26. We have a fucking gambit of age right here, dude. It's insane.
I know, and even she's yelling at me for fucking Gilligan's Island. What the fuck? Yep, they're.
You've never seen it. You know they left for just a 3-hour tour. A 3-hour tour.
Honestly, the only reference I know about Gilligan's Island is from a Bloodhound Gang song.
Oh, for fuck's sake. What about that tone low? Ginger and Mary Ann could use some funky cold Medina.
Oh, shit. Okay, never mind. That's two. I feel like there's a third one. There's an ICP song that references Gilligan's Island, too.
Fucking self-titled references Gilligan's Island.
Why does that not surprise me out of anything self-fucking-titled? Like that episode of Gilligan gets sick of being teased, so he breaks into the professor's lab and makes some LSD. Peach me. Okay. All right. Anyway, Skorn, chill your shit. The link's in the chat.
Go to my channel if you want to watch me draw stuff.
Oh my fucking.
Go to my channel if you want to watch me rage at video games and be unprofessional as shit.
You shill like an 80-year-old talk show host that just wants to.
I don't know what people want. I mean, they hear me like every week. If they're not going to come by now, I don't think. Look.
All right, here I'll shill for you, Skorn. You ready for this?
There you go.
Ladies and gentlemen, I am your podcast daddy, and if you enjoyed this beautiful, illustrious voice of the rage demon himself, Skornered, joining me today, that funny little link will take you to his channel where he draws the most beautiful artwork you've ever seen in your life. And not only do you see the finished product, but you see the beginning, the middle, a couple mistakes, but he fixes them and it still looks beautiful. And the end coloring, it's wonderful. And he also plays video games. And you get to torture him while he plays them. I mean, what more do you want from that? So go click that funny little link right there. Go follow him and go tell him to go fuck himself.
Oh yeah. When you join Discord, go ahead and just tell me to go fuck myself.
That was a meme, but there's people that are like, oh, hi, Skorn, and I'm like, no, you don't say hi to him. He's kind of like the open attraction at like the circus. It's like, look at the rage demon. Tell him to go fuck himself. Oh, hi. I said tell him to go fuck himself. That's what we're here for.
Come in and look at the rage demon. Be sure to throw a bag of peanuts at him. You know, he likes it. He likes to get hit in the face with peanuts. No. Just stay away from the cage. Don't put your hand in there. He will bite you.
There. We're still waiting on a pending lawsuit from about 3 days ago. Child thought it'd be a good idea to stick his hand in the cage. He ripped it clean off and beat him with it.
He looks so ugly. His mom tried to tie a pork chop around his neck so the dog would play with him. Look at this fucking loser.
Little did we know the dog didn't even want the pork chop then. The rage demon will draw you a picture for $2. It includes a penis, it includes the balls, and it might include your face if you're nice enough.
Well, let's be honest, it's a little bit more than $2.
Yeah, the comedy. Haha, joke. Speaking of that, we'll talk a little bit after the show. Once I do my little shilling here. Oh, speaking of which, anybody in chat have somebody they want me to send all of you beautiful people to? Please type it in there now, because if not, I'll pick somebody. Score and check chat. That's for you. I know that's for you.
$2.
Okay.
10 newspapers. 1 week. $2.
Just keep
Cash.
talking. Keep talking. Oh, is she live? Okay. All right. I'll go throw some love towards Emma Oli. All right, ladies and gentlemen, now that I got Skorn shill out of the way, it is time for a little bit of that podcast daddy shilling that you love to hear so much at the end of every stream. And that middle link right there, you will find the Rage Pirates Discord. Not only can you get a hold of me, you can get a hold of Skornered, Piggies, Koala Doll, Plunder Princess, Nico Man, Roxy, Gray Item, Draco. You hear all of these people that are in there, and why you're not in there yet is it blows my mind. You have a myriad of content you could consume daily. We are like a news network over here. We are like a network that is consistently giving you top tier content. So click on the link. And don't forget, when you pop in, tell Skorn to go fuck himself. That's an immediate rule. I am making it one. If you don't, I'm kicking you. Simple as that. Gonna make it plain as day. Not only am I a extremely proud Rage Pirate, I am also a member of the Vice Gaming Org. Some of the nicest people I've ever met in my life. Surprisingly, they deal with my bullshit. Huh, who knew? People can actually deal with this shit. So if you click that funny little link right there, it will send you to the other members, and you can go follow them, go show them some love, tell them Podcast that he sent them, and they also need new shoes, because I know half of them do. And if you do not like seeing me on Twitch, or you just want to get a hold of me more and try and talk to me, have a conversation with me, you can click that last link. It'll send you to my link tree, which will take you to my Instagram, my TikTok, my Twitter, and it uploads of the podcast, which are going up every Tuesday, not this Tuesday, because I have some very small, minute things that I want to tweak before I start releasing normal episodes by myself. This will, of course, be on YouTube and Odyssey after it's done. But if you want to find the podcast, you can go anywhere podcasts are listened to, such as Apple, Spotify, Google Playlists, or anywhere podcasts are played. And I think that's all the shilling I have. So tonight we are going to raid Emily. Thank you very much, Piggy, for actually putting in somebody to raid. Da-da-da-da. God damn this. I hate how some of you people spell your fucking name. I will tell you, if you want to have a goddamn aneurysm, try and raid Koala. Dead ass. You want to have a fucking aneurysm trying to raid somebody after a stream? Try and type Koala's name when you're high energy. You will fuck it up so hard. So anyways, I'm going to... oh, not reply. What the fuck is reply? No, I want raid. Raid, you whore. There. God fucking... I hate this. I'm gonna... can't say that on Twitch. Caught myself. That was almost the third Kurt Cobain joke I've made tonight. Oh, that's why I type it is so you can copy paste it. Oh, look, the raid has been created. I did it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to give it a proper send-off. If you were here for 1 minute, 10 minutes, an hour, or the entire thing, I appreciate you so much for giving me your time of day. Now, as always, sleep comfortable, have sweet, candy-coated dreams, and, as always, keep your balls clean. Oh, and that's a motherfucking show. Ooh. Skorn, you still there? I have to... oh, fuck, I didn't mean to close out of Discord. I'm fucking... that pisses me off. I was wondering why I couldn't hear you, and then I'm like, oh wait, I accidentally pressed the Q button. Yeah, no, it wasn't I muted you, it was I deafened and muted myself. Because I'm a little bit autistic, if you didn't know it. Skorn, buddy, I appreciate you so much for this, dude.
For what?
For just doing this with me, doing...
oh, okay. I was like, what